All right, welcome back, everybody, to the DangIT Prodcast, a show where we talk about video games, anime, manga. My name is Justin. I don't know what. Wait, hold on. Sorry, Aniyah. Can you say that one more time? Okay, so something weird is going on. So I hear you obviously just fine. No one else can. Um. Uh. Can we try that one more time? Uh. One more again, please. Oh. Okay, I'm not. For some reason, we're not. Yeah, we're not getting anything. For some reason, the wavelengths thing is. I had to define it in simple terms because I can't find any specific terminology for it. The thing for Discord is not putting out stuff. Let me deep dive into that, troubleshoot that real quick. More than likely, it's probably a very simple thing, but I've been going through a lot of changes here and there. Oh yeah, okay, there it is. So output device, it's going straight to my headphones. Let's not do that. Go to voice chat on the thing, the mixer. Okay,
Let,
now can you try it one more
let me
time?
see it.
Oh,
Wow.
I think,
Ugh.
okay, we got it. Ooh,
Okay.
we're good. It was just me having to go into Discord and go into its individual settings to tell it the output device
Great.
should be voice chat because I know that in between like the couple weeks that we've been gone, since you've been gone, Wavelength just went
Uh,
ahead and reset everything.
just
It
because, huh?
cleared off all my lanes of like audio inputs and playback. So I've had to like reestablish that, and we haven't had the podcast since. So we're now fixing that.
I did miss a couple of updates before we started, so there was a lot of that when I launched Discord. So I guess
Okay, and also
maybe.
there was a little bit of an echo right there. Fix that too.
Dang.
We are
Idiot.
struggling very much so. In fact, we were actually planning on
Crazy.
doing a podcast last week, just to catch up on things, but that didn't really pull through. And in fact, the person who really wanted to be here and probably should, considering it's within the hype region of Switch 2, Phil, but also Mark as well. They're not available right now. Right now, they might hop on later. We'll have to see. We're playing it by the year, everybody.
Word.
We must adapt.
uh, I'm actually multitasking because I'm
as
setting up.
as
Let's
we
see.
speak. As we speak.
Yeah. Where the heck is my? Looking for my switcher because I'm having the Switch 2 active, so I could give like a real time discussion about it while we talk about it too.
Yeah. I also want to let everybody know as well. Like we're also live streaming on YouTube as well, just to make things a little bit easier for us, like in post, to like get the podcast out there. For the first time in probably ever that we established this, YouTube chat over there built into the live stream is not really working. I had to like take that URL and like paste it into a different tab to actually pull up what seems to be a functioning chat text box. So
Crazy.
if anyone says that and sends anything on YouTube side, then I should be able to see it. Just not in the usual
Jesus.
place. It is crazy. We are struggling out here. Technology, bro.
Some weird stuff going on. Yeah, nah. Some kinks with multi streaming from what I remember. Uh
Hmm.
but I guess it is what it is, man. Getting optimized for this stuff apparently.
Hmm. So Aniyah,
Uh
we've been kind of busy these past couple of weeks of June. The last time we'd done like a podcast was actually in May, so that means like the entire month has not really been covered on our side. So there's a lot to kind of catch up on. I'm not gonna try to make this like 3 hours or hell even 2 hours to be honest. We're just gonna go ahead
but
and touch up on like a good number of things that I've kind of listed out here, for everybody who's been kind of curious to where we've been. Um, I'll give you guys the quick summary, the very the table of contents, if you will. We got the state of play. We're gonna talk about Switch 2's midnight launch. We're talking about SoCal Gaming Expo because that literally happened the day afterwards. After which pickups, because that just makes a little bit more sense given the time frame there. Summer's Game Fest or Summer Games Fest. Xbox Game Showcase. stuff about the Legend of Zelda movie being delayed. The Splatoon 3 update, as well as the spin-off game Raiders. Konami press start. I guess a little light touch up. In fact, I can even talk about it right now since it's not really a big topic thing. Nintendo like music getting updated with Clubhouse Games 51. Clubhouse Games is getting a lot of like notoriety going on all of a sudden. But I guess
Yeah,
it's
what the
because
heck?
Switch 2. Speaking of which, we'll talk about Switch 2 testing that we've been working on. It's mainly because of exclamation point Tanuki Media or Tanuki Media official over on YouTube, their joint channel. That's what I've been working on there.
You
An
already know.
overall look back on like how we feel since the Switch 2 has launched, how we personally feel about that. Updates regarding game key cards. Talk about Xbox and AMD doing a collaboration. Donkey Kong Bananza Direct, which happened this past week, as well as an update on Capcom Spotlight, which is it's their Nintendo Direct there. So it's a lot,
Oh
but don't
yeah.
worry, we'll only really just touch up on a couple things here and there. Once Phil shows up, then we'll probably deep dive into this a little bit more. So, but I'm gonna just try to like work on getting through a lot of these things. It's a lot of like us kind of going back in time and really recounting all the stuff that's happened. This was actually the state of play that we'll just go ahead and get started with. Which, by the way, I need to make sure that I get used to like punching in the time codes again because it's been a hot
Uh,
minute. So I'll just
Interesting.
go ahead and plug that in right there. So what's funny is that State of Play also was showing up that week of the launch of Switch 2, or at least the midnight launch. It was, I believe, a few days ago that they announced that, and we were like, "Bro, that's like we'll be waiting in line for Switch 2 when that actually happens." And we could have had that opportunity if I recall. You were busy with edits. I was waiting on Phil as well, and we were all planning to go together, but ultimately it was like we all went our separate ways to going to GameStop, the same GameStop at different times. But before that, I was chilling
Yeah.
at. Oh, I'm
Huh?
sorry,
No,
now.
yeah, I was gonna say it just. No, I think it was just a lot of I don't want to say conflicting. Sounds bad, but it was just like a lot of crossover with what we are trying to do. Because considering getting our hands on the Switch 2 and then having enough time to even give our 2 cents and start having like what we recorded for the midnight launch.
Hmm.
Um, Trying to just plan out because I guess like wait, it was right before. Yeah, it was right before SoCal. So it was like
Yeah,
it was still cool to get all that stuff done. But we mashed it out to where we were still able to meet up right after.
for sure, for sure. Now,
Yeah,
before we
let's
actually
go
went
then.
over to GameStop, I was actually just chilling at Phil's house. He comes home and he's like, "Quick, pull up, go on YouTube and pull up the state of play like right now. See what's going on over there." So I'll go ahead and kind of give you guys some highlights here and there as far as like what was like presented over there. It was actually like I don't know how you felt about that night, but I felt like that was actually a really solid state of play. I know that there was one
Felt like
game.
it had like
Yeah.
yeah, the one game. I think yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any like huge downsides. Most of the time it would be like I guess what can we say about like exclusives? Would that be
Hmm.
like the only downside?
Uh, I don't. I don't think exclusives in this case would be like a really bad thing.
Yeah, and then also even for the games that are well, I can't even say even the one game I was thinking about is going to be on multi-platform. But like it I don't know. Some people still might complain about like the time until the games actually come out. But oh man, I mean like I got me a good amount of things to like keep myself like occupied. So I think
Hmm.
as far as like recent shows, it seems like that was probably Sony's one of Sony's best. I'm pretty sure.
Mm.
'Cause,
They've been
what was the
kind
last
of
state of
knocking out of the
play?
park. So I guess prior to the one that we were talking about,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember.
Yeah, it just feels like none of them were memorable. Like there was a lot of things that people were hoping for, and even some things we didn't expect. So I think we got a good amount of that like realized in the state of play. So the two things I was thinking of was, um, man, I keep thinking about it because I watched Max's thing about it when he was
Hmm.
covering the state of play. But again, it was like it was definitely Pragmata. I'm
Oh
not gonna lie to
yeah.
you, I forgot about that game. I forgot Capcom was doing that. I was like, who? Like, I forgot the whole like dynamic of like, also this dynamic of just like big dude, small girl. It's just like I
Like
don't know
almost
that
father
whole dynamic.
figure.
Yeah, right. It's kind of funny. But then the biggest announcement, which kind of rolls into it's a fighting game, so I'm gonna be on it like day one. The is it Tokon, right?
Yes, you're right.
Marvel is it Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls? Crazy name. Like I'm not gonna lie,
It is a crazy name.
I would expect that to be like something that'll kind of catch. Because Tokon, I have no idea. There's already a joke in there. But outside of that, it was the fact that it was Arc System Works that just like kind of had a crazy crossover with Marvel. So a lot of people are really hyped to see how the mechanics are gonna look when you actually play it. I like the style of it. It looks pretty sick. But yeah, Arc System Works is, man, they're definitely chefing it up, dog. Because after like Dragon Ball Fighters, that was already a crazy hit. Guilty Gear Strive is still doing solid for what I'm looking at. I still need to get it because laying into the fact that I think the Nintendo Switch is the most optimized version of that. Having that on the go will be fun to play too. But bro, Arc System Works and got that stole the whole show. Honestly, I honestly only think about those two games because Pragmato's like we finally get a word about it, kinda.
Yeah.
And then also the announcement of this game is kind of crazy. So the state of play was really locked in for a lot of people who wanted something.
I do want to point out actually that this project for Tokon Fighting Souls is kind of like a three-way like input bit from PlayStation side, Arc Systems Works, and obviously like Sony's, and well, that's PlayStation. And Arc System Works and Marvel, also Disney. So
crazy trifecta.
I mean, that's a strong grip in the fighting game community, especially since that same direct also released a PlayStation themed fight stick.
Nuts, actually. Yeah, and it's wireless.
It's pretty nice.
Man, I hope that whatever. I think there's probably like an issue with certain Bluetooth interference. Hopefully, they never deal with that. Like, yeah, like a delay because when you put in an input, but because I don't know, you'll have USB 3.3, it didn't lock in. I don't know. That'd be kind of crazy.
If you're gonna take that to Evo, for example, definitely plug in. Definitely plug in.
Yeah, I recommend plugging in. Yeah. That'd be also nuts if you just lag.
I also wanted to bring this one up too. There was a lot of pretty good ones. I also wanted to shout out like Pragmata, but there was also this one from Grasshopper manufacturer, or was it manufacturer, or well, I'll just say Grasshopper. Romeo is a dead man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So weird. It just instantly gave me that vibe of like, you know, Suda 51 immediately without even knowing.
Yeah, and then it was just like, you were right.
You're right. I was like, of course. Well, like I'm just glad he's still like in the game as far as just like making those types of games. Just so different.
It definitely stands out, and I'm a sucker for games that have like some kind of way of like separating itself. Definitely buying that. I just need more.
Gotcha. And there's obviously a lot. But I think we'll go ahead and shift over to our stories about the midnight launch for Switch 2. I'm also gonna put in the time code here, just so I make the verbal like cue for myself here. But that midnight launch, you know what? It could have been way worse. I've been hearing stories about how other people are going through it, long lines here and there from different retailers like GameStop or Best Buy. Ours was actually pretty calm.
It was tame.
Pretty tame.
Like the last thing I would want to deal with is anybody trying to make a big stink out of waiting. Because honestly, man, we got lucky. Shoot, because
yeah, we did.
There's two things that kind of make me think about that because we were lucky enough to get one, right? But then at the same time, did you hear how many like Switches that got sold? What within like the first?
Oh yeah, that was like a headliner somewhere, like 3 million,
3-point-some million. I'm like, hold on. Now this also ties into something else. Is it NeoWiz or the developer studio? I forgot.
Yeah, it's NeoWiz or well,
Yeah,
Actually, I
I
know what you're
forgot.
talking
Is
about.
this one the same, right? For Liza P?
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, they did so well that like everybody in the studio got like was it said $7,500 bonus, and then everybody got a Switch too. I was like, hold on. If it's to a point where like these developers are doing that for their staff, that would be kind of sick. That'd be kind of sick if there was like we did so well. This game like brought in a lot of currency for us. Let me get y'all a Nintendo console. Like
That's
maybe I was
crazy.
assuming like somebody bought a bunch, or also like content creators who were doing like giveaways as well. I don't know where these numbers are coming from. I don't know, but that's why it hasn't even necessarily been a month since this console came out. Them numbers are crazy.
Hmm. I
Hold on,
wonder,
let me see.
Aniyah, why switch twos for Liza P for the developers? Why switch two?
Hey man, don't think about it too much. I don't want to get myself in.
Like just
Yo,
like
I was
bring up
like,
the tinfoil hat here and speculate.
bro, they probably could. They they could, and I'd do it again. I'd buy it again.
you'll
They,
you will triple
dude,
dip.
dude, they don't even understand how much I. But Liza P, the DLC came out recently.
Hmm.
I'm just like, oh, you got me. Like, why would I even think about even doubting buying that again? I need, yes, all right. But if they were to ever have it optimized for the Switch 2, I mean, they could do it. Oh, just as a comparison, right? Um, oh wait, this ties into our pickup, so I'll talk about it later.
Oh,
But
okay.
like, I know they can optimize games pretty well. The only thing I haven't really well, I haven't really seen it myself, but from what I hear is optimized games that you would expect to be real heavy. Um, Cyberpunk on the Switch 2 is doing decent. I
Yeah.
I want to say
So I've
like
heard,
because
yeah.
that game is pretty heavy, right? Isn't it like 60 something gigs?
On the
Um,
cart, yeah.
yeah. So if they can make that game kind of like they optimize it a little well, it won't have high fidelity. Sure, I won't be able to see every freckle on people in the best way,
For
but
shame.
if yeah, right. If you if you can still enjoy the game on a handheld console, I'm thinking if they start getting all these other things, Neo Wiz, do your thing, it will be solid to see that. Um, and then speaking of like, tying into what we were doing for like the midnight launch,
Hmm.
um, bro, playing playing Mario Kart World, I like to be honest, I'm just playing the game. Like I'm just enjoying playing the game
Same.
because dude, as soon as we got it, and after we coasted up, because we were taking the time to just admire some of the things that we saw as far as like differences from
Hmm.
Switch 1 to Switch 2.
Yeah.
Um, I just mean, I don't know. I wanted to keep it in perspective too, because some of the things I was seeing after the midnight, as far as like people's impression of it, um, it was a little different for what I think we all had. Some people kind of had like the same impressions as far as like when you opened it, like the feel of it,
Hmm.
dude. I mean, well, my Switch is right next to my Switch too. God, its screen difference is crazy. No
It
more
really
squinting.
is. Well, you have the original Nintendo Switch, right?
Yeah, like this is the day one. I didn't even get the version 2 when I first got my console.
Gotcha.
I just stuck with that one. Even has like a little chip off of it because I dropped it, but it still works.
They're very durable, if anything.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
I can kind of vouch for you that with the Nintendo Switch 2 right here, the screen is actually not as bright as Switch OLED in the back over there. Um, but
Okay.
it's still pretty solid. Like once you're kind of engaged with like whatever game you're playing on, like especially on the screen, you don't really
Yeah.
think about it too much. But it would have been nice. I would say that.
Yeah, I was thinking, usually just like I would assume, because people got these companies gotta make money. They're gonna
Hmm.
keep the bottom dollar in mind for sure. So what is it? Even that was the first thing Phil even mentioned. Like as far as like what we'd expect for like the quality of the product, they're gonna do that in the next version for like what Switch to OLED. So I'd expect
Probably
that to happen.
expect
But like at the same
better,
time,
bigger battery, the OLED
yeah,
screen. I think that's about it. I think that's all they really would want to do. So
yeah, I'm not losing sleep over it.
yeah, I'm gonna
Cause
choose the same.
cause I'm like I'm cool. Like I I don't know. I'm trying to see like everybody's gaming habits when it comes to this console. I'd assume most people are usually at home so they'll have time to like enjoy this console on the dock version. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just for like the freedom of roaming around, sure, you could bring it off and have it portably. Um, some of the things that you would expect to enjoy with it, it's like it's still there. It's just like if the limitation is that egregious to you, I'd assume that you probably won't be in a position to be like, I don't know, somewhere for like 5 hours portably, I guess. Like traveling makes sense for you to
Yeah.
have your Switch, up in charge so you can enjoy as much as you can. I think people say it generally peaks around from like between 2 to 3 hours of gameplay, depending on how heavy the game is that you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm like, well, yeah, yeah, you got some time where you have to enjoy a game that's super heavy, but like 2 hours, I think that'd be pretty substantial to enjoy a game while you're traveling between, I don't know, your next place to charge it somewhere. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of weird that that's like a big that's a contention, at least from what I've heard consistently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as soon as we got our switches and everything, is usually we're just home. And that's a
That's true.
fun thing to enjoy. Yeah.
I know that my personal lifestyle doesn't really revolve around playing the Switch 2 whenever I'm able to do so. It's really like at
Yeah.
home, at friend's house. That's about it. In the occasional
Yeah, yeah.
hotel room.
Oh yeah, for sure. Traveling and stuff.
Mhm.
Um now uh like I was saying before, we got lucky as far as like being able to buy these.
Sure.
Cause yeah, price point wise, not the most egregious, but not the most accessible. So we gotta be
Yeah, I can
mindful of
agree.
that because we all recognize how it's gonna block off some people who can't get it.
Hmm.
But I would hope that like it's not really gonna be going anywhere unless like, oh
Hopefully.
my bad, hold on.
Mm.
Hold on. I don't know if you heard about what was it? I don't know how many were in the like the truck or something.
Oh,
It's like a delivery truck that got
oh
like
no.
broken in. People stole all these Switch 2 consoles. I'm like, okay, everybody wants to be a sunset rider all of a sudden and just grab these consoles on like
Mhm.
some old West stuff. They're like, I don't know, like these people show up in like 4 cars on Fast and the Furious status and they just boxed it in. I don't know what happened. I don't know how they got these consoles to like break into this truck. But like, dang, really?
That's
That's
rough
a
though.
lot of that's a lot of effort, bro. I'll be, hey man, I I'm not with it, but I couldn't stop you. Like, well, I don't know. Like it's such a weird thing to do. And then also it gets in the way of other people even getting a chance, depending on I don't know where it was going. But I just say, yo, just wait. I think we've been consistent on that. It's just like it's not like a top priority. It would be cool to have it, as
Sure.
far as like what everybody else is doing, but like just pump your brakes, all right? Just
Yeah.
it'll be here.
It'll still
And
be
then
here.
again, there's gonna be like a
There's gonna
there's
be a
gonna be another version.
huge wave as well
Yeah,
during winter. You're right.
yeah, it's
Another
gonna be.
version.
So I'm just like, I just hope people don't go too far off the edge just trying to get this console. It's just like it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I feel
Um,
that. I feel that. Um,
because
I guess
also,
last thing I want to say before we just kind of like jump into like, a little bit more new stuff, and then we'll come back to like how we feel about the Switch too. Um,
yeah,
I remember that we were spending a lot of time opening up a lot of the that night, opening up a lot of like not just Switch 2 stuff. I actually withhold mine for a little bit because I wanted to like actually do a legitimate recording unboxing of that, and
yeah, yeah.
then you opened up yours. Phil opened up his. He tried to set everything up, but he was also opening up all his games, all the accessories. The cost up front. If you want to enjoy all that, you don't have to. Um,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's pretty high. I think out of all three of us, I think I was the one who just like held back like at least the most. I think if anything, like I would have had to have gone with the Switch bundle with Mario Kart to make it like as cost efficient. But I also just got a physical Mario Kart. But that was all I really like bought that night. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I was looking
I
at the Switch 2 Pro controller. I was like, I keep thinking about it. If I have too many like other controllers,
oh,
uh, I have way too
okay.
many. I have way too many controllers,
No, if anything,
and they
I forgot
just
that you
won't
didn't get the
die.
pro.
Aniyah, they
Yeah,
won't die.
look, I forgot you didn't get the pro controller. But I mean, yeah, 8-bit dudes, solid.
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about that later too. Like as far as our like impressions. But yeah, I just wanted
Yeah.
to talk about like it's been like that was a very eventful night, but it was so weird because it was Wednesday night, right? And the following
Yeah.
day, and this is during the time where I'm trying to like withhold from like spending too many like vacation hours at one place. So I
Huh?
worked the following day, so it was really weird for me to kind of get stuff going. But I did unbox it that Thursday after work, just get everything
Yeah,
going.
yeah, I remember.
But I remember that like getting through the actual edits for those videos for the Tanuki video, which is now up by the way. Uh, we had SoCal Gaming Expo on Friday.
It's been a crazy set of follows because I came back that same week from DreamCon.
Oh shoot.
I think I think I'm trying to think of what else I was even doing after that. It really was just like getting stuff ready for Tanuki Media, but then also just getting ready for the convention. We I think man, I hold on. I'm a good sport, but I'm really
Okay.
more
Okay.
well, I'm self-critical on myself. Like I'm a sore winner. Like even when I was playing, we were at like the Tekken fighting tournament thing, right? I was
Hmm.
doing okay. Like I had a really good set with the first guy I played against. I forgot his name. He was playing as Eddie. And it was like a
Yeah.
cool neck and neck thing. It was like 1-1, but then he got the 1-2 over me. Um, there was some calls I was missing. I was like, bruh. And then even in the next thing where I was like having a back and forth with a Yoshi player, I won, but I was like, man, I suck, man. Like, I was like, I could have had like this combo, and then I felt like I was like, bro, did I kind of just like fall asleep while I did the combo? I just dropped it, and then I was just outside of that. I mean, it was still fun. Like Tekken is Tekken with all the crazy stuff that's going on with it, but I was still having fun with it. It was just like, come on,
Oh,
come
know what
on.
you need, Aniyah. Instead of the DualSense controller, you should use the future PlayStation fight stick instead.
You know what? I blame Sony for being late to the party because they could have helped, but they was just like, nah, we're gonna wait till after Evo. Or is it during Evo? I don't know what these jerks are doing,
Oh, good
actually.
question. Actually, I don't know when it's gonna come
Oh
out.
my, I don't know. Did they even say a date? I don't think so. It killing me. And even then, I suck with a fight stick. So either way, I would have been like, well, game is game and get body. So that
Mm.
mess is good though.
But yeah, for those who
Look
don't
at
really
that.
know, SoCal Gaming Expo, for how I associate it, it's a place where a lot of people can go come together, celebrate like all things gaming from all different like spans of the timeline, from like recent to even like more retro stuff. As you can see, like when you walk into it, there's a lot of vendors out there who are trying to sell like older games, for whatever prices that they got. Uh, I know that people walk in there with a budget. Everyone walks in with a budget, like as far as conventions and stuff like that.
Word.
I know that there were some voice actors who were there for signing and greeting and everything like that. My main focus was just to kind of just have a little fun, just walk around. It's one of the few conventions that I'm willing to go to this year, just given with my budgeting and everything like that. So
You know what? You're right. Random side note. Did you know that Soldier Boy was up there like this first day?
apparently so.
Yeah, but it was kind of crazy because like the video we saw of him was at the half pipe, which is like dead center
Oh,
in the convention.
oh, weird.
I'm like, how we miss him? How we miss this guy? I swear, I swear we like passed by there because even in the first day, we didn't have to be there for the fighting tournament. So we just went around and found like the vendors, all the vendors that we were able to find, especially the ones that we were able to buy from, super solid. I was able to enjoy myself finding all those things.
Hmm. Actually,
Um
Anaya,
uh,
well, actually, maybe I should hold off on like actually talking about like the pickups and whatnot. I just like want to
Yeah,
like review.
I didn't want to bring up.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
But
no.
but
So,
again,
hmm,
Soldier Boy, like wait,
Soldier
well,
Boy. Also, really
that's
crazy
crazy.
was that I'm not sure who was in charge of like the promotions and everything like that, but Shinobi, the upcoming Shinobi game, had kind of a nice little like sponsor spotlight over there. So pretty nice. A
Had a
really solid
crazy
game.
stage, which is kind of crazy now that I think about it, because they had a stage for everything. I felt like it was just for them, which would be wild.
Hmm.
But during the convention, there was like this oh god, what are they called? Finding Emo. That's what they're called. It's just a
Hmm.
play on Finding Nemo, right? Um, they were a cover band doing like a lot of like songs we grew up with, like a lot of like
Oh
alt
yeah,
rock.
that's right.
Yeah, I think definitely like straight up. We have our retro things from like I think just like the whole span of like whatever generation we have from gaming,
Mm.
but this was definitely like just like 90s 90s theme, honestly. Cause that's retro now. I don't know what you'll call like everything else. I think it's still retro. Like
Mm.
everything gaming from like up to now is retro, but like it'll always have the 90s like skateboarding, freaking CRTV thing. Like it just had that kind of vibe all around.
Mm.
So I thought like it was cool that they were able to get like somebody like a band that was able to perform that stuff. It was nice too. That was cool, man. I think that's probably like a usual convention I want to go to. Of course, budgeting. I would like to have more because I think, bro, one thing I would probably regret not getting from there is one of their modded Game Boys, the ones with the
No.
backlit and like a usual. I mean, like a usual, custom, like color because they had like Game Boy colors. There was one that had like a wood kind of style,
Oh,
like
that
as
was
opposed to
cool.
like the usual purple one. Yeah. So I was like, this convention, the convention's where it's at. I really like that one, honestly.
Mm.
So I'm rooting for them if they keep going. Because remember, this is the first year they did 3 days instead of two.
Oh yeah. We didn't even go the third day.
You know what? Tanuki,
We were too
when
busy with
Tanuki was calling,
Tanuki. Yeah.
bro, it's like we're trying to get like a good balance of both going to these conventions to enjoy ourselves and have like some means of maintaining content creation. So I mean, it was worth it, but that way I was able to,
Get the best of
I
both
got a good
worlds,
chunk of what I wanted
I
to.
guess. Yeah.
Oh, old medallion. So definitely next year I want to stay for the third year and probably get a little bit more than what I got this year.
Yeah, honestly, like what I really look forward to are just the array of games that I may have not picked up so far, especially ones that are like from the past that I never had the like ability to like even get. There's a
Yeah.
couple that we have like picked up as well. But ultimately, I think honestly, SoCal Gaming Expo has been like a convention that's been like slowly growing a little bit more. I don't know if you've noticed that like over the past couple years that we've been going, but it feels like they kind
No.
of add more and more like as far as like the production value on things.
Oh
Obviously,
yeah, definitely.
I think they kind of have it down to a science when it comes to like doing and hosting the fighting game stuff or yeah, the tournaments.
Yeah.
Um, especially like they kind of go hand in hand with Tetris quite a bit. So that is like
Oh yeah,
a
definitely
big event that happens. They also have
I
like
think
a whole array of like arcade cabinets, and they also have the what came back last year, the Nintendo Museum type of thing. Not well, Nintendo Power Museum, if I will say.
yeah. Um, I hope they keep coming back. They
Mhm.
have like this little donation box for I'm pretty sure it was the Museum of Gaming History, wasn't it? I think that's
Hmm.
the usual box they have for donations. Um, because it was all Nintendo Power, right? But
Yeah,
had like did they have like some Sonic merch? Would that be considered a part of like the Nintendo Power because of the game being on the console?
I think it's the association. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably why. Because remember, Nintendo and Sega back and forth with like Genesis and the Super
Hmm.
Nintendo.
Also
Yeah, yeah,
Capcom.
yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Capcom as well.
Hmm.
The the because yeah, actually Nintendo Power was the magazine because there was like man, I don't know. I guess they don't do this anymore. There was a part of the one of the stands that had like fan mail, and you could send
Mm.
in drawings, and they like nailed and made like a little collage of all the people who sent in their stuff. I thought that was sick.
Those are really
Like you'll
cool.
see people, like you see people from like elementary school back in the 90s and 80s who were drawing that stuff and sending it in, and they got it put inside a book. I forgot about how cool that was because it's not like a practice that a lot of people do anymore, but it is cool. It is cool to see like what it evolved into because like now people are usually able to put this stuff out and hopefully get like a good like set of attention for it. But it was cool
Hmm.
to see like your little Crayola drawing inside of a magazine for games you play. It was cool.
Hmm. I feel that. I remember the Chrono Trigger one, and that's one where like
Oh
someone just
yeah.
like drew that. Someone just drew that like on a postcard.
I was thinking like I think the one with was it I was trying to remember the theme of Bowser because I know it was Mario, but like there was a
Hmm.
like a color of was it had to be Mario 64 that I was like sent in for. But man, It's like all those inspired gamers probably. Well, who knows? They probably
Mm.
became like concept artists later in the game. That's what I would assume happened to them.
Mm.
But yeah, man, solid experience. Like 2-3 days, I don't mind as long as I get to do a good amount of like exploring and buying from SoCal Gaming. Yeah, it's a definite pickup for me to go. Oh, and then also the tournament. But I gotta. This about to be? That was the second tournament I went to this year. Now it's about to be third for Evo, but like, yeah, it's super fun to play in that tournament though. I do like the cozy, like the what's the term, grassroots? I think you get like
Mm.
more of a grassroots kind of feel with some of the things I noticed with the setups they do for SoCal Gaming, because since they're still like just growing compared to the other ones that we usually went to, yeah,
Mm.
their tone is still like kind of homely.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's time, Aniyah. Should we go into some pickups?
Let's see. And this is just pickups in general, right? Not just from what we
Yeah,
got
in
at
general.
SoCal.
Yeah, in general. I'm just adding that
Fine,
code
thanks.
in.
Let me see. I know I got a couple right here, but I got one over here.
I gotcha. I gotcha. I got my pickups over here as well, which is funny because it kind of stems from SoCal Game for the most part, but some of them were kind of outside of it because I was looking at prices and I was like, "Hee, I'm pretty sure I could
Yeah,
find
you know,
something
you're
better."
right. Or like, you know what it is? It'll be people who will find it and then they already got it snagged. They're like, sorry, bro, that copy's already gone. Somebody got lucky and got it.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Let's see. How much?
For the
Because
most part,
yesterday.
my budget was like over there was definitely please don't level, but I got one game, and that
Okay.
extended to me picking up a couple games like through Best Buy because Digital Revolver or yeah, Revolver had Devolver Digital
Yeah, I was like,
had a
well,
couple games, couple games from Best Buy.
word.
But I guess I can go first. This is the only game that I got over there at SoCal Gaming Expo because I couldn't really find it for anything decent online, and I also kind of forgot about it for a little bit. So it was a good reminder.
Yeah.
Went forward with it. It's a Dusk Diver for Nintendo Switch. Um, this
That
is,
was
not anything I can really say like as far as like how I personally feel about this. This is one of the situations where I picked up like Dusk Diver 2, like the launch
okay.
edition at like my local GameStop, the one that has closed out of many. Um,
Damn.
and
Good.
I remember that copy of Dust Cyber 2 being on the shelf for like the longest time. And then I got a notification that it got like a clearance price. So that was my time to go get that. And I
Mhm.
never really got around to Dust Cyber 1. So I was looking up prices and I was like, maybe not. But I saw it here at SoCal Gaming, so I was like, let me just go grab that real quick. Now,
Word.
from what I played of Dust Diver 2, that performance is kind of iffy on Switch 2 or Switch 1, so we'll see how Switch 2 plays with that, as well as this one. So
Oh, I
that's the
see you.
only pickup over there. But I will say, these other three I got were because I believe it was Gris that kind of started it, because I saw prices
Mhm.
for Gris over there, and I was like, that's not great. And I totally forgot about the fact that Devolver Digital were doing reprints of like a couple of these games that I saw over there too. So I was like, you know
Oh
what?
yeah.
Let me just take care of this real quick. They're much cheaper, but altogether they kind of hit the wall a little bit. So I'll have to be very careful going forward. So I have these three. We have Neva. That was the pickup that you guys got like a couple weeks back.
Solid pick. Yep.
We have Gris. Same team, right? Same
Dog.
team.
Yeah, bro. Good lord. If there's a game that speaks to like the art side, bro, it's definitely those two. Um, God, man. I think Gris is like one of those games I want to make like an annual thing just to play, because it's a short
Hmm.
game. And I believe Neva is as well. But man, if you're a sucker for like good art direction and like how they emulate a tone of just like matching what you see, they definitely got it. The art
Hmm.
direction is crazy.
And then the last one. This one I can vouch for too. The Messenger. I finally got this
Oh
one
yeah.
physical.
Okay, yeah, I have that game. I
So
forgot.
yeah, definitely play this one. I am actually mad. Like when when I went to buy it like on a sale, not too long ago, like maybe a year or so back, and I was like, how did I miss out on this one? Because this is from
Solid game.
Sabotage. The same people were making Sea of Stars. If you guys remember that Sea of Stars got a recent like DLC thing, and it's crazy because same team, but it's a whole different like genre, but same timeline type of thing.
Crazy.
It's
Yeah.
insane. But this is fantastic. I 100% recommend that. It's just so good.
Dang. You got a hat trick of quality games, bro.
So yeah,
Let me see.
that's. I'm hoping not to like. If I ever do participate in the pickups, it shouldn't be like that crazy.
Yeah. I want to see if there's ever a point where I can hopefully get like a good haul. Like I think the games I got at SoCal were pretty solid. I think what did I get? 4. Yeah, I
4.
got 4 games.
Resident
So
Evil
let me see.
4.
Yeah, it did, dude. Now check this out though. Now this game is gonna be an interesting one. This one is the was it Umihara Kawase? Now here's the thing with this game. The
Hmm.
only reason I know about this character, whoa, Glare. The only reason I know about this character is because she's in another fighting game that's kind of a I forgot what it was. It was like a crossover with like different publishers or something. But
Hmm.
she's in a game called Blade Strangers. And that's a solid fighting game. It's kind of like still under the radar because not a lot of people talk about it.
Hmm.
But it was a game that Phil showed me, but it wasn't. She was a really fun character, but like it was like her moveset was based off of the functions in her game. Her
Hmm.
game is a physics type of thing, but she's like a chef. Yeah, and if for whatever reason is it the same studio or same publisher? It might be
Hmm.
that because you remember Kay's story, right?
Yeah. In fact, we saw it a couple times in SoCal Gaming.
Yeah, you get to play as Curly from there. She's in this game.
Hmm.
It's like maybe it's just the fact that it's Nicholas as far as like being a publisher
Hmm.
because the studio is Studio Holy Sizen. That yeah, it's good. God, I can barely see it, but solid game. I got to play a bit of it. Oh, here's another thing. Now this is kind of odd because this happened while we were at SoCal. When I tried playing this, you remember we tried playing this and having it on the Switch 2
On the
and its
Switch
dock.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I said dock. On the
Well, you're
stand,
playing,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was just like my pro controller, um, just started like moving on its own, and assume, I assumed that like since I wasn't on a Wi-Fi connection to do like an update for anything. Yeah, as soon as I did the whole like patch update, I have no issue with like the controller just like moving on its own or like pressing A automatically. So that's
Hmm.
another thing because since it's a Switch 1 game, the patch for these games that are able to, do like crap. Wow. I'm getting old. What is it called again? Uh Playing the older console on the new console.
Yeah, well, yeah. The compatibility, if anything.
Oh, that is that. What's the word? Hold on. What is it called again?
Just
What's it called?
compatibility. That's how
Is
I
it?
would see it.
Yeah, but like,
Backwards
is there another
compatibility?
term for? Oh,
Or
that's what it is. Yeah, backwards compatibility.
backwards
Oh,
compatibility.
bro, I'm getting old.
Oh no.
Get the cane. All right, anyway.
Bust the
Yeah,
cane
the backwards
out.
compatibility. Yeah, they had to get the patch for it. Oh,
Call
bro.
me Leroy. I got my
So
people
it's good.
or my bully.
It's always good that they have backwards compatibility, but you just need to get like a download patch for it. So that was one game. There's another game. I want to see how I feel about this because I haven't heard anything bad about it. But honestly, it wasn't on a lot of people's radar except Phil's. But Astral Chain, right?
Oh
This
yeah, that's
game,
right.
never played this game, but everybody who usually sees this is like it's a solid title. Nothing real bad about it. But I guess like maybe it didn't stand
Square.
out enough. That might be why.
Hmm.
Cause like, or maybe I might be missing some kind of like criticism of it that kind of kept it under the radar, but it didn't look like a bad game. Like, let me see, isn't it? Yeah, it's platinum too.
It's
So
platinum.
how can you mess up with platinum?
Hmm.
I mean, game making wise, it's solid. Business practice, well, we don't talk about that. But another thing, as far as like other solid games and publishers and developers, this game you hyped up. and I didn't know I didn't play it before.
Hmm.
But like after seeing some of the people talk about it and your criticism involved with it, Death's Door was another solid pickup.
I forgot about that.
But you know what's crazy? When we were looking for this game, I think we went to like almost every vendor to find who had it.
Mhm.
And this one was like, it was a good price compared to like the average vendor in the place. But the one vendor we went to, they had like what? They had like, I don't know, like 10 tubs of like all these Switch games
Oh
like scattered
yeah.
on one table. Bro, it was the last game. Like going through like hundreds, I swear hundreds of games just to see if we get a chance to find it. And it was the very last one at a good price too. So I was like,
Very
you know,
solid.
man, that trip wasn't that bad.
Not a
It
bad
was not
trip.
worth it.
Not
It
bad.
was super
I
fun,
think
man.
is that the same one where I got Dust Diver? You helped me out with that
It was,
search.
yep, it was the same one.
Okay.
So that vendor really came in clutch. I feel kind of bad forgetting the name. I don't know if
Yeah.
I picked up a magnet from somebody, or was that from another trip?
I think that had to have been
I,
something else.
yeah, I think if anything, oh, you know what? They post them on their Instagram. So like if wherever we catch like their stand or like them like talking to the vendors, because that's what they did as far as like I think it was the owners themselves, but then like other people going around who were like, you know, live streaming or just
Yeah.
recording and vlogging, they talked to these vendors. So we were able to catch their names on there. I'm gonna hopefully
Oh, I
find them.
see. I see.
But yeah, haven't popped it in just yet. But this is definitely on my list to play before the end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't wait.
I remember
This
I was playing through Death's Door. I think I probably paid for it like on Xbox, or if anything I played it on Game Pass. But then I went and
yeah,
picked
yeah.
up like the physical on Switch. It's somewhere in there. It's like a quote unquote legendary edition type of thing.
Oh, got you. Hell yeah.
But it's really good. It's like
Yeah.
it's top down, so you get a little bit of Zelda vibes, but it has like the dodging like mechanics here and there for like a Souls-like game, but I think as far as like the balancing on that one, it kind of is like Hades-like, if that makes sense, without the roguelike
Oh, I see.
elements.
Yeah, the roguelike stuff looks nice. Oh shit. Another SoCal Gaming Expo pickup. This one was because I have no idea what happened to my other copy. I I I lost it. This game is great. It's Elden Ring. So I had to make sure to grab it again. Cause I like yeah, and then it also has the PS5 upgrade. So whoop da, not missing out on quality when I pop it in. But
Mhm.
yeah, I have to I'm not gonna lie, I haven't beaten the last boss. So I've never technically finished this game. With that in mind, I'm able to go and like I'm gonna download Shadow of the Erd Tree and kind of just like play through all of it. It's like a seamless playthrough. Cause that would be cool to do that.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think I mean Game of the Year edition, I didn't get it, but like it is a Game of the Year game. Like, come on,
It
this
is,
game.
yeah.
Like, what else can I say about this thing, right? And then like as far as like pickups this past week,
Hmm.
almost picked up Never. Like, oh man, look at the new haul. But,
I was gonna say you already got it.
like,
Oh, for the PlayStation
I got
5.
dude, I'd do it again. I'll buy this game. Never, it's trip all the dips. I'm about to dip it anyway. But anyway, hold on. The other pickups for this week were
Oh yeah, that's right.
I
Hold
did
on.
I did pre-order. I did got a pre-order for what's his
Mhm.
face? Just Bonanza? Was it just
Oh
Bonanza?
yeah,
I think I pre-ordered another
Donkey
one.
Kong
Yeah,
Bonanza. I'm pretty sure I got my
yeah,
pre-order there too.
yeah. I think I did another. I swear I did another pre-order. But as far as like the pickups, wait.
Hmm?
Well, this half is good. Well, it's a case to the game of the game I got, so that's sick.
Nice,
The
nice.
Mario Kart World,
Mario Kart
bro.
World.
Honestly, hey, bro, golly, bro, what is this like? It's a freaking dual monitor spread. Like, look how big this thing is.
That's widescreen.
Yeah, it's a wide screen. Well, like 21 by 9. I don't know, man. This thing is heavy. But nah, this case is sick. But then of course, also I've been playing Mario Kart World.
Yeah, I
Honestly, you
forgot.
know what?
Yeah, we should probably show that too. That's technically a pickup as well.
I can't find where I put the case at.
I thought you had it. Like I thought with the case.
No, you know
Is
what
that
I
it?
had? as far as the other Switch 2 game was Street Fighter.
Oh,
That's why I was
I thought
like,
that's what you
oh,
were gonna
hello.
say.
I'm stupid. I thought I had it too, and I was like, I grabbed Neva instead. So that's why I was like, wait, look, I lost it. But nah, man. Street Fighter 6, I got to play it off of Phil's copy because we were able to play it at his house.
Mhm.
Bro, I don't know. I mean, it runs fine. I haven't. Well, have we played it? We haven't played it portably, but like we just docked it on. The game runs
It's pretty
smooth.
smooth. Pretty smooth.
And what I was gonna say,
You
because
guys
I was
locked
trying not to
in.
mention it earlier. Yeah, right. I'm the best, but also it was like
Phil's not even here
it
to
was
defend
because
himself.
yeah, oh no, he's fine. But what is it? It's the fidelity, right? A big
Okay.
thing with adding on these games where like we play them on bigger consoles that run better as far as like getting you like higher quality in terms of graphics. I
Mhm.
mean, the game is still fun. Unless I'm like I don't have a trained enough eye, I guess. But like it felt like a good solid 60 frames. And I think even in the video that you mentioned, because Phil brought it up, as far as like what the
Mhm.
Switch 2 does, it kind of just like rushes and like pushes the max of whatever it's able to do on this game. As far as like hitting what is it, 60 for sure. But then also that function for like what, the 120 thing,
Oh
which
yeah.
is like you don't need that. You don't need that. But like, I mean, the game looks nice. Like, I don't know if people want to just see like every pour.
Hmm.
You know, I don't want to see everybody sweating. Like, I mean, whatever. But like, the game looks great and it runs great.
Mhm.
I've been seeing I think as far as like the reception of it, it's like right down the middle. It's like half of like people really enjoying it and people not digging it.
Hmm.
But I mean, hey, I want to see if there's like a better way of like fully trying it out. I don't know if there's like a way of seeing what's his face? The difference of like putting on the fight stick, because you're able to do that. There's a
Hmm.
adapter for people to put their fight stick inside their Switch 2 dock. Well, Switch dock. I'm pretty sure it can carry over to the Switch 2 as well. But maybe there's some quality that this version of Street Fighter is lacking. But I ain't seen no bad issues. I was able to have fun playing this game. Street Fighter
Hmm.
6. I have it on both PS5 and Switch now, so I'm enjoying
Nice.
both versions.
I will let everyone know that
You
I believe those are cross-play, right?
sure is.
Very
Ooh.
nice, very nice. So you don't have
That's gonna
to
be a
double
fun test
dip
to do.
unless you really support the game like Aniyah does.
Oh yeah. Unless you really, we got to test it out. Um, wait, you don't have it yet, or no? Right?
I don't have it. Not on.
Yeah.
Well, I have it on Steam, so I use my Steam Deck.
Oh man, that's gonna be fun to try out. We'll try Steam Deck and Switch 2 crossover. Well,
Ooh.
crossplay.
Okay, I can do that.
I want to see how that looks because I think there's some games that probably aren't optimized the best for crossplay. So I want to see how
Yeah.
that stacks up. That sounds fun. Uh, what else? I think that's probably all my pickups.
Yeah,
And the
same
Switch
over here
too.
too. And the
Oh
Switch
yeah,
too, of course, of course.
yeah, right there, little thing right there. Is that the receipt still on it? Jesus. All right, but anyway, that's all I got.
All right.
Go ahead.
So in that case, we'll go ahead and shift over to Summer Games Fest, which happened pretty much while we were at SoCal Gaming Expo. It was kind of chaotic. It was a very chaotic week
Sure.
for everything to happen. So with that in mind, SoCal or Summer Games Fest, excuse me, happened, and oh shoot, sorry. Let me just. I thought I had it written down on the right place.
Nah, it's
So
good, dog.
okay, here we
Yeah.
go. So, oh, this is so funny because it just like skipped me to like the one that really matters here. Um, I'm kind of reading
What
off
is
of
that?
IGN here as far as like everything that was announced there.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but it's also weird because they kind of like sorted out like from I guess however they wanted to like rearrange it. So I'll just kind of go based on like what they've said. I guess we're also just not gonna like try to cover everything. We'll just cover
Hmm.
like some of the highlight stuff here.
Yeah, give you
Obviously,
highlights. Yeah.
obviously like the big takeaway for a lot of people was like the introduction of Resident Evil 9, but that was like literally the last thing that they announced, the final thing. It's called Resident Evil Requiem, and it's going to have some revisits of Raccoon City if I understand correctly. and it's gonna
Mhm.
have like a new host of characters. So that should be very interesting. Now, is Leon gonna show up? I have no idea. We'll have to find
I
out.
hope so. I hope so.
Oh, but
What
the
is
reason I
it?
like this post from IGN in particular is because of how they arrange things and how quickly they cover Liza P. Overture. And I remember that you were checking out a vendor, and I got the news about that like through just like Twitter/X post. I was like, oh, Aniyah, Liza P's DLC is out today, and you're like, hmm, it's out today.
I was like, you're kidding. God. I was like, oh my goodness. Look, my thing was I wanted to have like a good time to put out my playthrough of the entire game. Oh man, I knew it was gonna get announced. I didn't think it was gonna drop same day. I thought it'd been like you'll see it within like the next week. I'm like, all right, we cooking. Oh no. I left the stove on with no pot. Like I just didn't I couldn't do anything about it. So I was blindsided. I'm not upset. Not upset. It was just
Fair.
bad timing on content side, but it's still a great game.
I feel it. I feel
So
it.
glad they got out there.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Onimusha had like another appearance there. Wave the Sword, the
yeah,
brand new one. That looks super promising. Oh, there was also a thing for Scott Pilgrim, so they're getting like a new sequel for that beat 'em ups. Scott Pilgrim.
yeah, Scott Pilgrim EX, yeah,
Hmm. So okay, and it does look a lot like sharper now. Granted, there was nothing wrong with the previous art
yeah. They got
style,
the
but
mhm.
it's pretty nice.
Got like more of a popping out like what is it? Let me see. Actually, before I think about it, because I don't want to just. I'm looking at the concept, but like in game, yeah, they smoothed it out, but like it just looks more. Let me zoom in. Oh, I can't. But yeah, it just looks smoother. Like it looks more of like a it's not as pixelated. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, it's like the models look more like pop out of the comic kind of thing.
Hmm.
Whereas like playing the OG Scott Pilgrim was definitely like leaning into like the what 16-bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. The beat 'em up style is solid. But I can't wait to play it. Definitely gonna get it.
I should also like highlight this. So as we're kind of waiting for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds as well. Uh,
Oh geez.
they had they have a couple of Sega stars showing up here as guests, including one that isn't Sega. It's Minecraft Steve, but
Minecraft Steve and Hatsune Miku.
Hatsune Miku, Joker from Persona 5, and Ichiban from Like a
Yeah.
Dragon.
So what a funny way to introduce them like that. Solid stuff. I be dang. That is Steve. So it's not Jack Black, but you know, it's still Minecraft, so that's funny.
That would be funny if
Oh,
they actually did
bro.
that.
Like, I think you know I wouldn't even doubt him being like, yeah, you can put my likeness in that, use that version, but I just don't know
Mm-hmm.
because that's it's really random. That game is something else.
I think that's
Um,
everything that I have as highlights. It was super weird because we were like in the midst of SoCal gaming while this has happened, and you pulled up the
yeah,
video, and I just kind of was like focusing in and out of that. It was a pretty long
I think like
presentation.
yeah, because what? How many games did they cover? This thing looks like they covered like 20 something games, right?
It was a lot.
I think so.
I could probably
I mean,
pull
like
it
as
up
far as
on the
like new
website.
stuff,
Yeah.
yeah. As far as like or reintroducing games that were announced way back. Because here's three things that stuck out to me.
Hmm.
Wu Tang.
Oh yeah, that's
Wu
right.
Tang has a. I'm not gonna lie. This is something I'm not sure a lot of people remember. Wu Tang had a game before, and it was like, was it PlayStation 2? Right? It was an
Mm.
old PS2 game. I'm typing on the wrong PC. It was an old PS2 game, right? PS2.
Hmm.
All right, it's not typing. Wu Tang PS2. Was it the first PlayStation? Yeah, it's the first PlayStation. My bad. It was called Shaolin Style, bro. I mean, man, this game like it kind of just it's in the back of my noggin, but like honestly, it's just I think I played it for a bit because it was it was at a family member's house.
Hmm.
I just bro, the fact that like this was it was before. Was it before? I think it was before Def Jam Vendetta. I'm pretty sure, or just Def Jam. Yeah, Def Jam Vendetta came out after, right? I don't know. The point is Wu-Tang. So they got another game, and this game looks pretty solid. Is it like
Mm.
I wonder what it's gonna be. Is it like a rogue? Was it like a roguelike or something? Because is it a beat 'em up? I don't know. Maybe it might just be like an action RPG. It looks great. Comic style looks great. I'm getting it. It's like it's a no-brainer for me, honestly. But geez, man, thank goodness. And this is around the time because they're doing like their last tour. Is it already going on or did it already happen? Something like that happened. Like I know it's happening this year. But second game, Into the Unwell, bro. Depending on how you feel about this, what is this? I don't know what the concept is. It looks like you're just in a roguelike, but this dude is very, very depressed. That's the opening scene from this dude. He's just already like barrel deep drinking something, and then like this art style is like rubber hose, and you're just like swinging through this crazy kind of. I don't know.
He's
you,
going
you
through
just
it.
gotta play it. Yeah, he did. It says several flawed and heavily medicated misfits. I mean, that's all you're gonna need before you hop into this game when it comes out. It looks good.
Oh, two other things. Mortal Shell 2. That was another Souls-like game that I wasn't expecting to get a sequel, but it did. So interesting.
I did play the first one. It was tough, actually. That game was kind of tough, actually. But I thought it was still solid. It was just right under Lies of P for me when I was playing it. Because like this is it like the tone of it was like what you'd expect from like a Souls like, but it wasn't bad. I didn't think I had like any crazy like criticisms of the game. It just didn't map on to how I usually enjoy playing other kind of Souls like. It didn't, yeah. Maybe it's more of like the theming of it. But like the style and the brutality of like some of these finishes, oh yeah. No, that game's with it. So I definitely want to go back to Mortal Shell and see how I feel playing it before the second one comes out. The third thing I had was something I noticed a while ago. I forgot how long it's been since I first noticed it, but I was glad that it showed up at Summer Games Fest. The mouse PI for hire.
Oh yeah,
that
that
like
one.
first person. Yeah, the first person freaking that's another rubber hose game. We're like, bro, this game stands out. Like I love games that stand out, especially when it has like I want to say it's all hand drawn. If not, they probably just like mostly hand drawn and then like 3D models some of the other things in the game. Either way, looks great. I'm not even like the biggest fan of like first person shooters, unless it's like Doom or Wolfenstein. But yeah, man.
That's
Now
fair.
this game, oh boy, I can't wait. It looks great.
I gotta give a shout out to Mina the Hollower. That's a Yacht Club games that I've been kind of waiting for since it's been announced.
Finally.
Finally. It's very much so Zelda Awakening or Link's Awakening style. I just love what they do with that art style. And then they go forward with their own original ideas.
So good, man. I can't wait for this game to come out. Boy. I had me a fun time playing that demo, but holy bro, this is one enemy. This is one like grunt. And they just keep going. Like they have like I think they have this thing where they swing at you 3 times. I feel like even though I hit them, they're just like, I ain't feel it. And then they just keep swinging at you. I'm like, bro, no, I gotta blow them up or something. But it encourages you to use like the main like power that she has, which is like burrowing into the ground. Solid stuff.
Oh,
Solid
I
game.
see.
Because I was like, yeah, the Hollower. It was cool how they like gave like the distinction or like the trait that makes someone a Hollower in this game. So it looks good. Felt good. Solid game. Can't wait.
All right. I'm still.
Hold on.
I need to bring this up actually.
Yeah, I was
as we now transition over to the next thing, and I go ahead and mark down the timestamp for that one. I believe that is Xbox Game Showcase. This is a really busy weekend with everything.
Hold on. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember a couple of things, but what was Xbox? No. Dang. What was the list this year? I don't even remember.
Okay, so I'm kind of pulling it up from like Xbox Wire as far as like all the like announcements
Mm.
that they like thrown in there. But essentially, Xbox Game Showcase is pretty much like that's their direct. And what they've been typically doing is they usually bunch it up with like another like particular like game. In this case, it was The Outer Worlds. It was also something else, but then they would announce that like a little bit later on during the presentation. But the first thing that they dropped, and I was actually really intrigued by like this decision they went forward with. We kind of knew about this for a long time. If you've been just like been like in the weeds of like the news for gaming, this new piece of
Uh-huh.
hardware, it's not Xbox proprietary stuff, but it does have their branding
Oh,
on it. It is a collaboration between them and Asus. It's called the ROG Xbox Ally and the ROG Xbox Ally X. Just to
crazy.
confuse with name convention stuff as they typically do. But essentially,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
I actually have it here. It is essentially, if you guys have been following my journey with it as well, I have it here. Thanks for returning the case, Aniyah, by the way, because I'm using it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's really the ROG Ally that they had released back in like 2023. This guy's really cool because it pretty much promotes the idea that like, oh hey, that's me, where you
Oh,
see um you
uh,
have like a PC handheld, but it runs Windows, and by extension, Microsoft's like really like well connected to that. Therefore, Game Pass stuff should be native as far as like playing through it.
it's
So
pretty good,
that's
man.
one of the big appeals. Is the reason why I got this, and I did the video on it like on Tanuki like years ago. But since then, they came out with like another revision of the Ally,
Mhm.
called the ROG Ally X, and it was pretty much just like a souped up battery for it. Same processor and everything like that, but they also expanded on like storage space and everything like that. But this Xbox Ally, as I should be calling it, and the Ally X version, serves to have like an additional like a new processor in it. So it's just kind of like paving the way for like much more advanced stuff to be like put into it. This one has like contour grips out of it, so it's not as like flat as what that is right now with the Ally and the Ally X. This one actually has like a controller like feel to it. So
Yeah, yeah.
again, it's them promoting Xbox Play Anywhere. Pretty much just Xbox is like across the board as far as like people's accessibility with it. And that's kind of been their vision. So I was just really intrigued by that. Apparently people had some hands on with it, but not as much experience where they can actually go into like the deep dive and show you all the specific like metrics for like what is different between this and the previous models. So
Yeah. I got you.
But that was
Bro.
pretty much it for like the handhelds aspect of it. So that's coming
Yeah,
in
I'm not gonna
uh,
lie.
winter.
I forgot. Yeah, right. I was gonna say I forgot when it's coming out. Okay. Here's something I do feel bad because I can't I thought this is the state of play, but first
Okay.
thing that got my attention for the showcase, bro, an invincible fighting game. That was
Oh.
kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay.
This, yeah, I was like, bro, it's been in my brain, but I forgot like where was that? I forgot, was it Summer Games Fest? Was it State of Play? No, it was the Xbox Showcase. Cause it also had this. Well, hold on, the Invincible fighting game looked great. Apparently, the way that people are selling this game, well, his name is Rip, but he was usually announcing Tekken with Tasty Steve. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know this dude. I didn't know his rap sheet. Like I just always had them in my mind for like announcing fighting games. I didn't know that. What is it? He was like, was he the combat designer? Hold on, he had like a pretty good role in this game. I was like, what did he do? Yeah, he was the combat designer. I was like, no way. Cause from what I understand, the team
Mm-hmm.
that's doing this game were like people from Killer Instinct. So I'm like, wait,
Oh, okay.
it's not, it can't miss. This game is gonna be great. But I was just thinking to myself, seeing people who had a chance to like who already knew because they knew about this game for a while. Max and like I think Sonic Fox knew. It was just like all these people had a chance to play this game, and I'm like, I'll take their word for it as far as like how much how much potential this game is gonna have. And then it just looks good. it just looks good. And then like it's not even finished yet, and it looks good. So I'm just like, how can I doubt this?
Mm.
I just didn't know that Rip was a combat designer. I saw this dude like promoting the game, and they had him like in the chair talk with. I was like, bro, it's gonna look great. It's gonna look great game. I'm like, dude, this is like the same feeling I kind of got from looking at like Arc System Work doing Marvel. It's like these
That's
games
what I
and these
felt.
people,
Yeah.
yeah, the way that they're pulling us off is looking great. It's looking great. So I can't wait for this game to come out. Next one, Fate's End.
Wait, which one was that?
Maybe this was a game. It was like that 2D animated game, and this girl who had like a sword.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know who the studio is. I don't think. You ever heard of Thunder Lotus? You know, have they done?
I don't know
What
that
other
one.
games they've done? I've heard. Okay, hold on. I've heard of Spiritfarer and Sundred. I think that's how
Oh,
you
that
the
one.
Sun.
Oh, okay.
Is it? Wait, is it Sundered? I was gonna say Sundere. Like I don't know how to say this name,
Huh?
but like I like I think like
Face
these people
End.
have like pretty solid games. The other two I've never heard of,
Mm-hmm.
33 Immortals or Jotun, but animation looks solid. I'm already with it, so I can't wait to play this game.
I'm
But
curious.
those two
Yeah.
really stuck out to me. Yeah, yeah, and then we already got Ninja Gaiden and all the other stuff,
Ooh,
but
yeah. They look
those
good.
those got me. Those got my whole attention. So I can't wait until this, because I think if from what you remember, do you think all these showcases are pretty good,
Pretty solid.
but
Yeah.
probably maybe Xbox was probably the weakest, and it was still pretty good. I want to
Hmm.
give them that, because like Super Meat Boy, I hear Plague Tale Legacy, or like just Plague's Tale or something like that,
Hmm.
because they had
I
another
don't recognize
game.
that.
I forgot when the other one
I
came
know
out.
Plague Tale, but
Um,
I don't. Did that actually get announced here?
yeah, Resonance, a Plague Tale Legacy. I don't know what it is.
Huh.
Is it like
Okay.
is it compilation, or what is it? No, I think it's a new game.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, it's a prequel
I guess.
to A Plague's Tale. That's what it
Oh,
is. It's a
interesting.
prequel.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All
So I
right.
mean, so it was a solid show, even for games that I'm not even interested in. I gotta give them props for what they did. What they showed that looked interesting enough. Like these cases were pretty interesting, because like
Mm-hmm.
this other game called There Are No Ghosts at the Grand,
Hmm.
it's doing something a little out there. I'll give it that. But yeah, man.
I
Or
will
also the fact
say.
that like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I was gonna say this might pertain to you though. The Final Fantasy 7 and
Oh
then Final
yeah.
Fantasy
Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
Like,
I gotta give them flowers. They eventually got to it. Not only did they
yeah,
finally bring Final Fantasy VII Remake series, and yeah, they're gonna probably do the rest of them later on. But not only did they bring it over, but they also just like shadow dropped like 16 right then and there.
crazy stuff. So I mean, bruh, because what Kingdom Hearts was when? How long has it been since Kingdom Hearts was like put on the Xbox?
Uh, uh, it was weird because like Kingdom Hearts 3 kind of had like a simultaneous launch, but as far as
Mhm.
like everything else, like catching up to it, that was a little bit later, I believe.
Okay,
Could be wrong about that.
super interesting stuff, man.
Um,
Um,
I will say that they did finally announce Persona 4, I guess Revival. So that's the
ooh,
remake to Persona 4 Golden, or maybe just
did
Persona
you?
4. We'll see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully I'm not messing this up. Did they announce how they felt about development, and then it won't be next year? It might be like 2027, I think.
This was like a super teaser type of thing.
It really was.
So
I
I didn't really catch anything beyond that.
Because it was kind of weird. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of like, I'm definitely gonna play it, because I think for Persona, first of all, the theme and tone of all those games, bruh, the music,
Mm-hmm.
right? But like, Persona 4, she hyped up the game and
Hmm.
said it was one of her favorites too. And I tried playing it, and I was like, dog, what? First of all, 4, so I didn't miss the other 3. But like, whoa, it's a solid game. It's music. I kept playing the game. I would just sit, bro. I would just sit and listen to the Juness theme sometimes, but then also I would just listen to like the other stuff that they had off the soundtrack. Man, it's a solid game. So now they're throwing it into this, what, like third person. I don't know. Is it gonna be action RPG? Do you think, or would they still keep turn based? Because we just saw them running. You know.
It has to be turn based. I think there might be some elements here and there for like action, but it's gonna be heavily like turn based. I'm almost like certain about that.
It would be kind of crazy if they just flipped it and went to action RPG. But yeah, it would be cool for them to keep it turn based. Because I mean, like, can you imagine like action RPG, but like trying to keep the elements of what they did before, where you're fighting all of the shadows when you're fighting the shadows or just like the enemies in the game, maintaining like advantages, like some weaknesses to like elements and all this other nonsense.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think making it turn based, well, keeping it turn based would be the better like sustained choice, because most people know it for that.
That's probably what people would
I'm with it.
want. Yeah,
Yeah,
unless
too. Yeah,
unless you
like,
have like the Final Fantasy VII remake type of vision, which people had their gripes about that, but eventually I think people adopted that.
yeah. I don't know if man, from what I was playing, because I played the original Final Fantasy VII, and then like there's still like strength and weaknesses, blah blah blah, but oh, I don't know, because
I
like it's
don't know.
also a party. I don't know if it's like it was like a party thing still for how they integrated personas like mechanics, like the way they integrated like the party system in there, as opposed to like just the standard thing you get with Final Fantasy VII. I don't know. I want to talk out of turn, but either way, I'm still gonna buy it because I don't think they'll mess up.
I
Like
don't think
even if
so.
they did decide to, yeah, if they go like Final Fantasy remake action RPG or whatever, it still will be fun. But like, yeah, keeping it as like just the turn based and then expanding it, gonna be great. Solid game. Can't wait.
Gotcha. One
And
last
they
thing I
ended
want
it.
to.
My
There
bad.
was.
Don't let me down.
Oh, okay.
It's good.
Okay. Because I wanted to point this out because this is so crazy that we see this game called Beast of Reincarnation. I didn't really have
Oh,
much of an impression on it. It was kind of like Samurais meets like organic life forms that you had to cut down. And turns out Game Freak's involved with that. And I was like,
yeah. What
oh,
are they
homie,
smoke?
what is what do you
What
mean
are
Game
they?
Freak just cooked?
What are they smoking? Because I'm not gonna lie, this is the last thing I expect from them. What is this? What,
I don't I wish I knew.
like, actually, dog? Like, what kind of Game Freak touches is gonna be in this game? Is this like I Souls like that's first impression, but bro,
I'll keep my eyes out for it. I mean, sure.
yeah, I'm definitely with it. Also, I'm on IGN.
Hmm.
Why is it why is it showing a picture of Donkey Kong Bonanza? And I don't know why.
Weird. I was gonna say
Dude, it doesn't.
I can read a little bit of the expert from Xbox Wire. Beast Reincarnation, a new action RPG from revered developer Game Freak, set in a post-apocalyptic Japan. The world has been consumed by corruption, overtaken by formidable beasts. Plays Emma, a cursed outcast, and her loyal dog Ku as they journey through a dangerous, ever-shifting world, and that kind of thing. I'm curious.
Nah,
Definitely curious about that.
yeah, I'm super curious. Why? Just hold on. It's straight up DK.
I was gonna say, please have Entei.
Like, like,
That's all
can
I
you
ask.
imagine? Can you imagine that? That'd be crazy. Let me see if I can. Hold on, check this out. DK.
DK.
Why?
I think that's gotta be that's a YouTube video. I think
Okay, I guess, but then it's under Beast of Reincarnation.
that must be some weird association type of thing.
I must have missed. I must have missed. I guess both game. I can't tell you. It's a little odd.
I
But
wish
that
I
was fun.
knew. I wish I knew.
I can't wait though. So yeah, yeah, these showcases were solid, bro.
You said
From
you
what
wanted
it from
something
what
else
it's
to add, right? For Xbox?
oh Black Ops 7, bro. I don't even play Call of Duty. Why? I thought it was gonna be something way more interesting. And then like even some of the fans, like I mean, maybe we're gonna have some diehard people, right? But like
Sure.
they're taking they took something. What did they take away? They took away something that would make it more of like the arcadey feel you get from playing Black Ops. Why? What are these? Why? It's just so bland. Because I thought, bro, we about to get like some crazy, like some interdimensional, better than mind's eye kind of game where you're focusing on
Better
like
than mind's
AI
eye.
I thought that's what I thought looking at this trailer. I felt like I was gonna play like some cinematic storyline, and then it ended with like Call of Duty. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Call of Duty.
I'm like, yeah,
Today
no, thank you.
drained me.
They closed it. Oh no. Oh my goodness. I'm just thinking, you know what?
They can do
Probably should
whatever
have
they
opened
want.
with that. You know
Yeah,
what?
they
They
can do
probably
that.
should have. Yeah, but I mean, hey man, it's the moneymaker. That's what I'm assuming. That's why I usually assume with Call of Duty.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
Any other game. Whew. Man, that is something. Can I just imagine like any other games that we keep seeing now? Like, can I imagine like
They could have
Tekken
been.
9?
It could
I
have
don't
been
know.
a banjo kazooie type of thing.
Yeah, it could
Could
have
have
been something
been.
more encapsulating.
I was gonna say, what's that once? It could have been like a Scalebound revival.
It could have been a lot of things, and they dropped that. I was like, bro, all right, fine.
Yeah,
Call of
Xbox,
Duty heads.
you do your thing.
Word.
I will
Yeah.
say they bundled what was it? I don't know why I'm blanking out like on the actual game itself.
Okay.
Was it Outer Wilds? Outer
Outer
Worlds.
Worlds?
Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah.
They also announced Grounded 2, which I was really shocked about. I thought that was gonna be a one done type of thing from them, but Obsidian just
Great.
I guess they got the funding for a second one. Now,
Must have been a real solid hit.
the first one was actually like in beta for a good while before they did an actual release date for it. So they're
I do
pretty
remember
much
that, yeah.
doing the same thing for the second one as well. So interesting.
Oh, I didn't know. Really?
It was out for like a good while on like beta. It was never really fully released until like later on.
Oh, yeah, no, the first one, yeah, but they're gonna do the same practice for the second one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, or at least rather, they have the announcement of a beta first and foremost. So I'm assuming it's like the play preview title type of thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You know what? It works out, especially if you have like Game Pass or something like that. But if this is like something that I don't know, if you're familiar with Hades and Hades 2, where they had like previews of that for a little bit before they actually fully release it, then I'm actually kind of down for it.
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
But with that, unless we have anything else we want to talk about Xbox related, I can kind of shift over to the next little thing.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I can't think anything as far as like Xbox in my noggin. Blam.
All right, this is gonna be kind of a quick one, but I wanted to talk about the delay for this Legend of Zelda movie. If anyone's not known about it, like I was telling Aniyah like off stream that
I didn't know. I thought it was like just one of those fan ideas.
I
wasn't sticking with it.
This was hand in hand with Nintendo Today, almost, where I believe day 2 of like Nintendo Today, which again they were announcing like, oh, we're doing this free like daily calendar app type of thing called Nintendo Today, and we're gonna post stuff exclusively on Nintendo Today. Sometimes, one of those was the Legend of Zelda. They actually soft confirmed, well, not soft. They just confirmed that the Legend of Zelda movie was gonna be made. And now fast forward to today, or sorry, whenever this was posted, to be honest, that they would have to delay it to May 7th of 2027. I don't know the reason why that is, but I remember Miyamoto, I think he had to talk about it, give some comments about it. I don't particularly remember what he said. But it was just something where it's like, movie's delayed. And you know what, they could take the time, all the time they could possibly go for with that one. Yeah, I'll just kind of keep a lookout for it. It's a live action type of like Legend of Zelda movie.
Pretty crazy. Live action.
I can't wait for Chris Pratt.
I mean, yeah, but is he Is he Ganondorf? Like, or
He,
did people
I
want
would want him to be the king of red lions, but like as the boat.
to? Are we doing? You know what? Hold on. Is it even? Can you imagine what the timeline's gonna look on Nintendo's official timeline?
I don't even.
Spread that
I,
mess out.
I just want
It's
to.
above sky. It's above Skyward Sword. So
Oh
it's the beginning of the
no!
beginning.
It's like
Disgusting.
they're in the heavens. That's what it is.
I be mad if they keep putting it up there, but like I just don't know. Um, I honestly thought it was just like a fan idea because I keep seeing people mention what they would want, and I'm like, but it's live action, bro. Just give me an animated one. I would love to see how they can make him like. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I don't know how they're gonna do it because like they could probably get away with Oh man, Link's gonna have to be talking a lot. Like they could probably maintain the whole mute
Maybe.
thing, live action or animated. I don't know, but he's probably gonna have to be talking.
This could
I
be
don't know.
weird. And then, do you think that's gonna like permeate into like the games too, where instead of like it's like ow, bro.
Yeah, right. Or you know what you know what they have to do? You know what? If they have to do this, if they're doing a live action, they gotta reference the Philips CDI games. So he's gonna probably do some dumb things where it's like links, like the Faces of Evil or like the Wand of Gamelon and all that dumb stuff. They have to do that because he talked in there. Like they want to make like a kind of chatty Link or like they got to make a reference to the animated series too. The excuse me princess thing, they have to.
Phew,
Like they're gonna make him talk a
Zelda,
lot.
Link. Oh boy, smooching time.
That's like the worst version of Link to have. Oh, dog. There's too many memes. There's too many memes to pass it up. So they can make it work. It'll at least be funny. It's gonna be funny. Jeez, bro.
They have a
Can
lot
you
of
imagine?
opportunity to do that.
All right. I'll keep an eye out for this now.
Yeah, but that's
Dang.
again, that's delayed, so it is what it is.
Mm.
I'll look forward to it.
Ooh, what's this?
Oh man. Well, I shouldn't be thinking about like the next Zelda game. We're not quite there
No.
yet. You know, we are kind
Oh,
of
not yet.
quite close to Splatoon. Splatoon 3 recently well, kind of recently, around the time whenever that happened. They announced an
Yeah.
update. They went through with the update. So Splatoon 3 runs a lot better on Switch 2. I was gonna say Switch 3 for some reason. So something to look forward to.
Numbers.
It essentially, the main thing for me was just like the main hub is now like a nice 60 frames, so it just matches up with like the gameplay. Very nice.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But on top of that, and I think this was around the time of the anniversary for Splatoon. So they have a new spin-off game called Splatoon Raiders. It looks like it could potentially be like a single player focus type of thing, not confirmed. Where it follows
Okay.
what's the recent trio? I forget. It
Which
has
one?
Big Man. It has Big Man.
Oh man, I could not tell you. I don't want to lie to you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, essentially, it follows that group. They apparently find something like in their belongings that leads like with a map leading to this whole new island. So they go and check it out for potential like prosperity on their end, and then they get caught up in the storm, and that's where they meet up with like the new like main character. So I guess it's just gonna be like focusing on this island. We don't know too much about it, but it is like a spin-off for what it's called. So we'll have to see if there's any additional like updates for that one. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be with it. But holy heck, man.
Holy.
When was the last time you played Splatoon?
It's been a hot minute. Probably last year. Probably last year, maybe like a couple games here and there, just like for the whatever events they had going on, where it's like you vote for this, that, or that.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's probably it for me too. Cause it's a fun game.
Love it. Yeah.
But man, I think mainly issues with me is I'm cool with a broad stroke of all these genres, but it's just too many games, bro.
It's just too many games.
Didn't have enough time.
Too many cooks.
I want to play it. Yeah, bro. Tell you about these cooks. It's crazy out here.
I'll cover this one
Oh.
kind of briefly because to be honest, it is kind of a short one, but I never even like tuned into it, to be honest. It was Konami Press Start. So Konami actually has like their own like presentation as well. It seems like every publisher or dev is like kind of going forward with that, where they have their own little like moment to talk about games that they're kind of like working on. For
Yeah,
Konami, they were showcasing Metal Gear Solid Delta, that Darwin's Paradox game, which was like the octopus dude, not Octodad, but just like the octopus.
yeah.
Something about baseball. Yu-Gi-Oh is actually showing up there, so I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, what the heck? I
Also,
I
something
don't
about
know.
something about oh yeah, Suikoden. Oh, Suikoden 1 2 remaster. It was talking about Switch 2 stuff, but as well as I think their mobile game Suikoden Starleap. I totally forgot about that one, to be honest. It's a free to play one. Um, they also announced Gradius Origins. Interesting. I think Phil would love that one. Um,
Really?
oh yeah, the Survival Kids game. The one we saw on Switch 2. And it was like, oh, what the hell is this? Okay, okay. And it turns out there was like a much.
Crazy.
They had some origins like with Game Boy, so I was like, oh, which you can actually play on Nintendo Switch actually. So not bad,
Yeah,
not
bro. I
bad.
swear.
Uh
I,
oh, yeah. So a Silent Hill remake as well. The tease to it, and it's gonna be Bloober Team. So I think they're gonna
hmm?
be cooking with that one once
Yeah, bro.
more.
You can't mess that up. Honestly, Konami, they got like just a solid trove of all these games. Like as far as like other games that Konami's done that I'm planning to get is the Metal Gear Solid, the
Hmm.
Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remake. Or what's it
That
called?
is,
I forgot what
yeah, like Delta.
Delta. Yeah. So I'm just like, bruh. All right. I'm with it, but holy. Like
Right.
they need to step their game up. They got all these games to work with. All these IPs.
And you know what? I'll add these two together since they're like all related to Switch 2 anyway. But I did want to kind of like dive into just Switch 2 testing and how we've been feeling about it, like after a couple weeks of just playing through it.
Um, I'm trying to think of any other issues. This is a upgraded Switch. I can't think of like any grievances. Um, I remember well, it wasn't something we made to the video, but I was just testing out some of the things that people were saying were issues with it.
Hmm.
It was a dumb thing with the charging thing, like where it's like whatever voltage doesn't work, it'll
Oh
probably brick your
yeah.
system. Like the whole bricking of the system thing is kind of crazy. I'm just curious as to how prevalent it actually is. I just gotta know because the video led with like talking about hackers. So I was just like, do I feel bad for hackers? No, I don't care. The last thing I want to care about is like somebody already trying to like breach this console. Look, don't get me
Hmm.
wrong. We could talk about how bad some of the longevity issues are, sure. But
Hmm.
like if your initial move is to try to like mod the system,
Hmm.
I mean,
I mean, that's your field,
it-
right?
that like yeah, that's just them. Like from
That's
what
their
I
field.
like, I'm yeah, like I always just thought about like mods being on like PC. I'm not a huge fan of mods anyway. Unless
Hmm.
like the what is it? A prevalent mod that people know about is like is it Project M? Is that what it was? It was the
Yeah,
mod
Smash
for
Brothers
yeah,
Melee.
yeah, and just like to add that on to like the feel of what they did to Brawl, because Brawl was such a foreign change from Melee, like to well, like transitioning from Melee. Like Brawl was like fun, but like as far as like everybody's consensus of like enjoying like I guess more competitive,
Hmm.
it wasn't there. Melee is probably like still the uh it's still like the feel that most people who were competitive really enjoyed.
Hmm.
Of course, like Ultimate is still up there, like seeing all the tournaments that are still going on. But Melee's still like one of the most prevalent games ever, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, right.
Those mods are cool. Like same thing with like Marvel versus Capcom Infinite, and Beyond, the thing that
Oh
Max
yeah.
and them did. So those kind of mods are cool. And then like even some of the stuff you see with like skins or whatever, that's cool. But like we already know how people could go like they'll take an inch and go a mile. So if Nintendo wants to prevent that, I mean it's them. That's their
Yeah,
thing. Whenever I get a Nintendo product, I'm not thinking about like trying to get mods or anything. But then at the
same.
same time, um, I don't know. People gonna do too much. So it kind of messes it up for everybody. Even if they wanted to do what they deem to be like a harmless mod, but shoot, all well. Like I'm not gonna feel bad for you, good or bad. I mean, it's not something I'm gonna engage in.
That's fair.
Uh, so from what I'm even able to gather for the Switch, have I said this? Have I said this on camera? My thing is with gaming is just like we have this issue of I'm trying to branch it into like what I'm getting for like new consoles. You already know that like
Mhm.
I forgot, was it the CEO? The Sony CEO was like PlayStation 6 is gonna be our top priority. Like that quote can mean a lot of things. But like the initial thing that people would say is like the PS5 was just a test run. Like most things that people have with their
Okay,
it's I mean, I'm not gonna knock people for feeling that way. But most things you'll get from like a console is like what they're able to achieve now and then just use that as a blueprint to excel later. Sure. I'm of the mindset of like, bro, I feel like we got like some good stuff with like these consoles as far as like what they're able to achieve now.
sure.
Would it be an issue, right? Would it be an issue to have like the output we have now and just keep that consistent until we like kind of, I don't know,
I guess
hone in on
plateau.
making this like, yeah, like just make, because you got to remember this has to be like a general audience kind of product. Mass producing this stuff is going to be like it's a lot of it's a lot of work. It's a lot of procedures to make this thing like actually operate on like a general consensus. Uh you saw what happened with Mind's Eye, right?
Yeah,
That game sucks, right? Like all that fidelity, all that nonsense, and the quality is trash. Like it sucks. So with what I'm thinking, we're trying to make all these technological achievements, but like also put to like a pace of like taking too long because most of these games are going to take like a while. So the
sure.
consoles themselves are going to take a while to like kind of, you know, trying to level out a way of making it easier to produce, but it's not easy. There's so many things that go into making these things like, capable of outputting like I want 4K, I want all this stuff on like portable mode. Like it's nice to have, but like generally putting that out there, I mean like have this output of what we're able to achieve with games like right here and then I would say keep it as it is and then we'll just I don't know. The way I would like games and consoles to proceed would just make more sense to not jump into it. Cause like, what's the thing we don't have on all these consoles? Exclusives. There's just
Mhm.
not a lot of things that they're able to like manage on keeping it particular to that console that makes you want to get that console. Cause like right
Yeah.
now, what's an exclusive? There's no real exclusive for like the Switch except for what? Mario Kart World?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Nintendo's fine with their exclusives. We kind of
Mhm.
known them for a while to just to hold on to those for a long time. There's very few that will like go to different platforms, and really the only thing I think about is like maybe Fantasy Life I, and that's it, because that's on Steam.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I
Yeah.
just think like bro, I'm so cool with how games are right now and like
Hmm.
what they're able to achieve. It's kind of like the
I feel that.
next console is not in my mindset right now. Now,
Right.
we already know because like with the Switch 2, we're already expecting OLED to be like the following thing, right?
Yeah.
Um, this console's solid. Like, bro, we're good, right? We're
I
so
think so.
good right
Yeah.
now. Just and then even then, because already a price point, like now think about how people are gonna feel when the next console comes out, and we gotta shell out who knows how much money for that. It's kind of like just be chill with what you can achieve now, and then we'll kind of just bridge off of that. I don't know.
Hmm.
I like the simple things in life.
Also, probably $600.
Yeah. Oh, dude, can you imagine? That's like
I mean, well, actually,
might as
to be
well.
fair, I think Xbox had to do that as well.
You're right.
So 700.
Yeah. You know what? You're not lying. And I'm not. I'm probably not gonna grab that. But hey
750.
man,
Eight
it's just like
800.
what's it? 750. Okay. Oh
The
Lord.
big 30.
Let's just these consoles are fine as they are now. I swear they can do a lot.
1000.
It's just all that's a board meeting right there. That's just like,
Mm.
yeah, so
I
board
like to
meeting is
round
crazy.
up.
Is that one guy? One guy in the boardroom just really pushing it, but that's what we got. That's what they got, man.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I wanna have a better way of like shelling out that idea, but generally these consoles are solid with what they're able to do now, and the
Mm.
Switch 2 is not disappointing me at all. Uh,
Yeah.
but we gotta wait. We gotta wait for those patches now for the Switch One games.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing. I kind of want to
Mhm.
added my input for like Switch 2. Honestly,
Yeah,
Switch
yeah.
was like already perfect in its design, but the execution
Mhm.
obviously has been kind of lacking because the hardware was starting to age quite a bit as like games become more demanding and we start to demand for more like fluidity of like the concept. I think where it's at right now, obviously this is like the honeymoon phase right now for Switch 2 since its launch, and things will pend out like later on whether or not performance like upkeeps it with it. But for something that is just like as slim as this, something that
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, something as slim as this, uh,
Mhm.
and is able to output something like up to 4K with the help of the dock, of course. But otherwise, it is like 1080p, like on the screen, portable. Albeit there's like some battery stuff. That is kind of a main issue. But otherwise, I think what they have here is like totally okay. It's 100% acceptable in my like my perspective of things. I
Mhm.
think going to magnets is awesome. I really love the magnets. Um, for what I played of it, like that Switch 2 Pro controller is also really cool too. The fact that they're utilizing a lot of dock technology there instead of just being a simple like TV output, it's also like boosting the power of the Switch 2 just so it can meet up with like modern games too. I think that's
Yeah.
great. And
Mhm.
honestly, I'm very much so optimistic starting with like Mario Kart World, to be honest. And Donkey Kong's following afterwards. So I think they have a really solid launch years ahead of them. So we'll see how that plays out. Otherwise, I love the fact that we're getting upgraded boosts with Nintendo Switch 1 games, so it gives us the excuse to just jump back into it, especially if they start adding more content into it or other add-ons. I was gonna say I have just jumped into Zelda Breath of the Wild. I guess another plus was Nintendo GameCube classics showing up there. I don't know if there was any limitations with Switch One when playing that, but I just have GameCube classics here, so I'm happy with it. I've been playing a lot more Wind Waker, which is weird, but I'm just kind of enjoying that, even though like I'm not really utilizing Switch 2 for all like its like functions and everything like that. But back to that matter, talking about Breath of the Wild specifically, I was doing recordings on it earlier this morning and integrating
Uh,
the Zelda notes on my phone, wherever that's at. It's actually really cool. It obviously runs like way smoother. In fact, I would definitely recommend just among many things, I would recommend Switch 2 for that, just to get that like performance boost.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just it's super nice for like the collectathon aspect of things. So there's a lot I would love to like deep dive as far as the Zelda games on Switch One getting that boost plus the Zelda notes included with it. But I'll say that for another time, or at least a Tanuki video soonish. So
Oh, yeah, I feel it.
otherwise, it's really good so far. It's really good so far.
Can't knock it.
Also,
Um,
game chat. I forgot to talk about that. So far, pretty nice. If you're just right out of
oh
the
yeah,
box.
I haven't really tested it out with any of y'all yet, so I have an
Mm.
idea. But then also, using any camera
And you
instead
can't.
of what they got would be cool. So that's gonna be fun to do.
Mm. I
I do
did.
have a camera. I just don't
Yeah.
know how it's gonna work. Mm,
I can tell you a little bit about it. I did even I added this into the Tanuki video as well. I brought in
yeah,
a couple of things to test out. One of them was like a GameCube adapter. That kind of worked. I returned that. Um, the web camera that I had just needed to be plugged into the dock. That was it. But had a little bit more consistent time having like a USB-C adapter to plug on top of the Switch for like that portable aspect. That also works very
yeah,
well too. So,
that's gonna be fun. Okay, 'cause I have this camera. It's
um,
a USB camera though.
yeah, so it should work. It should work if you have an adapter. And if you need one, I
Oh,
can spare you the second one.
oh, we're doing great stuff out here. It's gonna be fun to try then.
Mm,
I'll make sure to send that stuff over. As far as like if you want to use that for footage too, it's gonna be
yeah.
good to use.
Also,
All right.
USB headsets can work. Yeah, they could totally work.
Oh, word. Oh, baby.
And it definitely
I
does
mean, yeah,
wonders
it's
for the
been
mic quality. So just an FYI.
okay, word. Man. So, I mean, hey man, solid console so far. Um, yeah, bro, I don't know. Hopefully people don't set their crazy expectations, but maybe I'm just missing something. So
Hmm.
that's why I'm usually open to seeing what people have to say about it. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah, but it's been a really good time just playing the Switch too.
Yeah.
I will say there's one particular downside, and I will go ahead and use that as like a little timestamp right here.
Yeah.
It's the fact that we have game key cards in this current market that kind of, I mean, developers and publishers do their own thing, right? And I get that, but I also don't really support game key cards. So much so that I'm just gonna be like, okay, I'll just if I want to buy this game that's only available via like digital or game key card, I'll just go digital. That's my particular thing, and I won't knock anybody who wants to go the other route is either on that one. But the reason I bring this up was that some games that have been announced so far, one of them is the Legend of Heroes series, Trails Beyond the Horizon. It's kind of like a wrap up of the current line of games that they got going on right now. That just
Uh-huh.
was going on for Switch One for a while, kind of chugs here and there. But they announced the Switch Two edition. But as you can probably guess, it's a game key card, so it's pretty
Mm.
much everything as far as like that thing on the card is just kind of like a validation type of key where it'll tell the Switch 2 that hey, go ahead and download this right now for this particular like Switch console, and it'll just do it for you. But
Okay.
I don't know. Like I wish they could just put everything on the cart, but if Nintendo doesn't provide good rates on like these different sizes of carts, which is for what I understand
Mhm.
like the game key card or 64 like gig card. And if those are the only options, then I guess that might be an issue with cost effectiveness for like the publishers. So I don't know, do what you will
Right.
with that. I just wanted to like air out my grievance about that.
Yeah, I want to see I need to see it. It seems like it's going to be a while until like I guess the worst of that or like the drawbacks of game key cards kind of show up.
Hmm.
Um cuz I've always had this thing of thinking, yeah, I'd rather it be on the console. I mean the console, the cartridge cuz it's just more practical as far as like us saving space for newer games that end up asking for a lot later. That's what I'm
True.
usually
Yeah.
thinking. But then the thing about what people say about like it being like a temporary thing or like how you don't really own it, like I want to see the drawback to that stuff, honestly, because like the way people sell it, as far as like what I'm hearing, I'm just kind of thinking like they say they could revoke it at any point, but like what I'm hearing is like, what do you mean revoke? Because like if I download it, right, and it's already on my console, but like the game key card is like in the same vein of how we usually put a usual cartridge in. That's
Hmm.
how we play the game. If it's already downloaded and I just use it as a key now, like at some point, if they take it off the store, right, that means you
Hmm.
can't get the game. What I'm
Oh,
understanding,
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
right?
Yeah, that
That's
would,
how that's how I'm
yeah,
hearing it.
that would
But
happen.
if you already, yeah, right. If you already have it on your console, you just have a key. That's essentially what it's kind of doing. It's just not on the cartridge. It's a weird
Right.
it's a weird way of seeing how it's gonna keep you from playing the game. That's at least what I'm hearing. And then the way that they said they could brick your console too. This is what I keep hearing when it comes to this. So
Here we
again,
go.
I don't it sounds it just feels like people who depending. It just feels like it's a fog. I don't know what it all means because I haven't seen the drawbacks yet. But I'm like, I'm gonna keep playing it as I can now. I'm keeping everybody's word in mind. The drawbacks haven't shown up yet, but again, I'm more of a keep that mess on the cartridge kind of thing. Game key cards is just a weird loophole, whatever the people got to do. I don't know.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, it's like extra steps. You know how you like doing things in 3 steps? They made it 12. That's what it feels like I'm hearing right now. So I want to wait. I'll just wait until I'm just waiting. I'm
Hmm.
patient.
Also, as I'm just kind of looking at like the previous streams, if anyone goes through some like weird visual like fog, if I will, of the
Mhm.
stream, don't worry. It's probably because of the bandwidth and everything like that. But we're okay over here on our end. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know if I wanted to add anything else like for game key cards. No, you brought up a really solid point, like because for certain games they might get removed from. I guess the best example is what's currently happening with Switch One games that aren't compatible with Switch Two. If you go on the Switch 2's eShop and you go for like
Mhm.
specific games that are not supported with Switch Two at this time, you won't be able to buy
Mhm.
them. Therefore, you're not able to download them. So
Yeah.
I believe that's just a simple precaution, so you're getting your money's worth if you actually like go and buy the game. Obviously what I'm trying to say here is that if you have the physical card for that one, sure it won't be able to play on the Switch 2, but at least you have it, right? You've at least bought that thing, you now own it. You just need a Switch 1 to make that function. But that's what I wanted to say on that
Hey.
front. But
Um.
that's what you were bringing up about how if you have the game key card, it pretty much is like a validation key just to download it from the eShop without any like nonsense whatsoever. Because what I understand is that, um, so long as the eShop's up, then you could download that. But if it's taken out of the eShop, then that key card seems pretty useless at that point. And that's gonna happen like later on when eShop is down, unless they figure something out. Unless they figure something out about that.
Yeah. The funny part about this is I was having the same conversation yesterday when I was leaving from GameStop. I ran into another friend of ours, but it was a conversation of what we got with two major games. All right.
Two
And
major
we kind of talked about it
games.
earlier.
Okay.
One of the games was Scott Pilgrim, right?
Oh,
When it
yeah.
was it like the fact that that game was taken off the store and people who
I
couldn't
remember
have a
that.
chance of getting it, like that sparked the whole like thing with what limited run
Ugh.
games. I'm pretty sure that was one of the
Yeah.
games that got limited run to like do its thing. And PT, another game that was made from like the Silent Hill developers. I think that's what it was. I think that was their rap sheet.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, right? I just see it in that same way. Like, is there a way to download these games like from the store that it was already on? No.
Mm-hmm.
But if you downloaded it, like you're good. It's just on that console. Like, don't delete it, but like it's on the console. So like, am I like missing a thing? Like, can Sony just be like, oh, hold on, is that a PS3 with PT and they just yoink it? I don't think so.
I
I
I
hope that's not
remember
possible.
I remember a story about like it has its ties in with online multiplayer that one can get banned and it's like linked to your account, so you get banned from the game and you just can't play that game anymore with that account. So it's like that's
Wow.
that's permadeath. That's permadeath right there.
What the
Unless you get a whole
damn? What
new
a game
account
that was.
and you have to buy the
That is
game again.
crazy, actually. Yeah, you gotta get
That's
hoodwinked, bro.
important.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, but otherwise,
Um,
yeah, the act of like revoking the game from the a very particular account is probably like super rare. You have to be doing some nefarious things in order to make that happen.
yeah, I want to look more into this because again, it is a crazy thing that I believe is possible. I just don't know how they would do it.
Oh,
So I'll keep my ears to the ground.
okay, I wanted
But
to
I
actually
mean,
bring this up here too because it loosely connects to it. It's a side tangent otherwise. Apparently, there's this content creator. There's a fair number of content creators that like will purposely break things just for the sake of testing things, and some of them just do it for the sake of clout. Someone did that in front of the San Francisco Nintendo store for the Switch too. And in his words,
I
he got banned, which from that store. So talk about I don't know how you get a
okay.
physical out of that one, but I mean
Okay. All right. Well, first things first.
okay.
I don't feel bad for the guy. Uh,
Okay.
and then second, why? What was his motivation? Like he broke the console in
Yeah,
front of the store?
he broke it from the store, did everything he could to like to that console because it's content for him. That's his content.
That's like setting a that's like going to a Honda dealership and setting a Civic on fire. I just don't know why you would go to somebody's house and then take a dump on their shoes. Like I think
You
that's
know,
basically what that is.
aside from being an
Cause like why?
accident, they can't really afford to be doing
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah, like
Not to
you
a
can't
car.
accidentally hammer a console. Like, oh well, the car. Okay, that'd be funny. It's like, oops, my bad. I dropped my lighter on the floor in front of your
Hmm.
dealership. I don't know. Like this guy, would he beat his Switch with a hammer or something?
Among a couple things, yeah.
What are you what are you talking about among a couple other things? Did he go like did he like pull a Tom and Jerry, just pull out a bat out of nowhere? What do you
Hmm.
why do you do all that?
Well,
That's
like, I guess to
content?
be fair, like, content is content, and if you can get the views for it, fair. Because I don't know if you
Nah.
know Jerry rigs everything. He does that kind of too with a lot of other like pieces of equipment. But at the very least, he does it in like the sanctuary of his house or his office, wherever recording. This dude's just on the street taking a
Oh,
PlayStation
okay.
3. Sorry, no, not a PlayStation 4. Not same dude, just like a different dude, but like
Yeah, yeah,
same
yeah.
idea. Just to be the first to do it,
Oh,
you
you know
know?
what? Yeah, there was a somebody who did that for a PlayStation 4, I think. Like launch night and just broke it in front of everybody at a Best Buy, I think. It's just like, dog,
I mean,
you
I get
spent
it.
money, man.
I get it. I
What's
know
your
you.
reimbursement?
I guess the video. I hope it's the video. I hope the video paid you well to do that. And to be fair,
Oh
it
man,
might just. It might just do it.
yeah, I hope the AdSense go nuts, bro, because that's crazy to
In
me.
fact, I might actually just do a quick YouTube search, but I know that like I don't want to really support that behavior either. So like I'm also like I don't know what I can do because I want to know who
Yeah.
it is, who it did, who it is, why they did
Mhm.
it. I already know they did it for that reason. But like, did they get enough views to compensate for that? I
Yeah,
don't
was it
know.
worth it? Oh boy. You know what? Matter of fact, bare minimum, getting attention might be worth it to folks like that. So I have no idea. Wow. Uh, well, I ain't co-signing that, but I don't feel bad for the dude. Who knows? Who knows what happens to him?
Who knows?
Uh,
This is gonna be
ooh.
awkward to talk about because I know that we were talking about like physical preservations and how we're still kind of more for like just keeping games like physical instead of like as game key cards. But I do want to kind of give
Yeah.
shout outs to this one. This is from an announcement that happened like kind of recently. I think it was this past week actually. As I get the time
Okay.
code for this one. It actually is from Xbox and AMD. They're actually working together. I think I actually have
Yeah.
it like in my
Uh,
notes exactly what they're actually like collaborating on.
Well,
Should
question.
be here. Oh yes. So Xbox and AMD have entered this multi-year like agreement to co-engineer silicon across like a portfolio of devices, quote unquote, including their next gen
Uh-huh.
Xbox consoles. So what's interesting is that Xbox isn't like quite done with consoles, but they're also just wide spanning towards like PC and other places they can like be able to play Xbox on stuff. So now the
That's
thing
gonna be
is
cool to
that
see.
to make this kind of happen, you need to have like some kind of back end type of thing that allows people to just play wherever they want to with the games that they have like bought. So
Okay.
when you take physical games out of like question with this one, because obviously nothing has like this cartridge like slot thing that Switch and Switch 2 have. So it's like, how do you
Oh,
work with that? Uh, which means I want to give a quick shout out to GOG. They are a distribution site, kind of like Steam, but they don't have like DRM, which is kind of like the main. I would say, lack of better words, the main offender that makes it kind of difficult for you to actually own these games. Um,
got you.
so GOG just does it without it, and essentially you can keep your games, maybe not physically, unless you have the installer and you just boot that on like a little hard drive or a little thumbstick. In which case, you technically
Okay.
have that game like for keeps forever as long as you have it. So digital games, like there's definitely like an area where you can keep those games. Um, and in the case with Xbox and AMD, they can support GOG if they want to, but this is more about them just creating like a chipset type of thing that essentially makes games run better on like Xbox games in particular, just run well like wherever it is. Gaming handhelds, like
Mm.
their own consoles and stuff like that. So I'm just very curious, just like how they did with like ROG Ally stuff, how they're going to like incorporate that into the future because be nice if mine gets that benefit too.
Yeah, I see you. I'm gonna keep an eye on that too. I really I gotta know. Oh shit. I'm gonna re-rack and grab a couple of videos to break down some of the stuff going on with RDM because I want to know. I gotta know the distinction of like how they make this thing like function for these game key cards. 'Cause,
Yeah.
all
So
right.
from what I understand, like the game key card thing is actually like not DRM restricted per se, but it is still like
Oh, what?
tied to the internet. It's still tied to like
Yeah.
internet
Okay.
download, so that's like the drawback.
Mm, okay.
So like things like Cyberpunk, it has everything on the cart. So whatever happens in the future, it's still pretty much safe so long as you have a Switch too to play it
Okay, I see
on.
you.
Speaking of which, actually
Okay.
Cyberpunk
All
is
right.
on GOG as well. So I mean, you can't go wrong either
So check
way.
that out. Jeez, man.
Hoping
No
GOG becomes a
way.
little bit more mainstream. I think they can use a lot more like titles to show up there. They recently announced that Devil May Cry 4, the special edition, is there too. So and that's pretty nice.
Okay. I can wait.
My only issue though,
Whoa.
I wanted to point out when it comes to like the ROG Ally stuff and I guess what they might be doing with Xbox plus AMD, it doesn't really necessarily support all the backwards compatible games from Xbox's catalog. So that's kind of an issue there. Like a game that I talk about a lot is Eternal Sonata. It's an old RPG
Mhm.
game from Xbox 360 days, and it's stuck on on 360, and also PlayStation 3 as well. So you can also do that too. But
Wow. Dang.
it kind of sucks because I don't know who can bring that back over. Unless you use other means to play that game, you otherwise can't really play it. Other ways to score.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, no, I can't. Nah, bro. Who's that guy? What's his name? He showed up everywhere now.
I used to have Eternal Sonata on 360 until I had other ways to score.
Ever since somebody said he raps in full sentences, it bugs the hell out of me, bro. Because it's like this dude is giving funny statements. I'm like, what is in a vacuum. I have yet to listen to a full track from this dude. I don't know what his music sounds like outside of these memes.
I don't want to. I don't want.
I'm sick of that dude. I can't
It's
wait for more
so
content.
funny.
But
Oh yeah.
my thing
Hmm.
was probably gonna be dang. That's probably gonna be something you'll see later on. Like maybe it's because I'm just thinking Nintendo wise of what they would do. Remasters, or like 3D All Stars where they just bundle stuff up. There's just like this way of grabbing all these old games and then putting them in the forefront.
Hmm.
They got ways of doing it. It's just how they gonna pull it off, how they gonna make people buy it.
Hmm.
All these practices. I'm just waiting. We're just stuck
Yeah.
waiting. Yeah.
It would be
Get you
nice
Xbox
to
Live.
for them to continue pushing the Xbox Play Anywhere type of program thing where you buy it once, whether it's like on Xbox or it's like Microsoft itself, and you can just play either way and your progress carries because it's all in the cloud. That would be super
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, they might as
Because
well take advantage of it.
right now, I'm not really subscribed to Game Pass. I might just do that later on in the future, but I need like funds covered for that, which I'm
Oh yeah.
currently securing as much as I can right now.
Yeah, we're being very, very frugal.
Yep.
No frivolous around here.
Hmm.
Well, wait, my bad. Not speaking for me. But other than that, yeah, we're
We look
we're
at Phil
being
over there.
yeah, we're being careful.
Okay. You know what? just a real quick like highlight on this one because I don't think we really need to talk too much about this one. It's regarding Capcom Spotlight. I only bring it up as far as like things to look forward to in the future because this is something that's gonna showcase like next week. Um,
Yeah.
that's Resident Evil Requiem. I can't wait to hear more about that one. Pragmata as well. They have an update for Monster Hunter Wild. It's interesting, and then Street Fighter 6. So the problem with Capcom Spotlights are that I cannot really predict. Oh, actually, hold on. I just heard something like from my headphones. Actually, can you say something, Aniyah? Okay, we're good. Sorry, it might be a battery indicator type of thing because I'm going wireless on this one.
Oh, word.
So we'll probably wrap up kind of soonish. My issue with Capcom
Mhm.
Spotlights is that they love to recap a lot of things. So
Hey,
it's
man, they
never
really
never
just.
really anything new.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like. I think that's probably why they chose a term spotlight because it just feels like
I guess.
nothing crazy. It's
Yeah.
just putting a spotlight on what you. All right, that was already showcased at other places. It's just a spotlight from Capcom's perspective. Because
Okay.
honestly, bro, like again, watching a lot of Max's stuff, he mentioned what he was able to play from Ari Requiem and Pragmata, and then hopefully Monster Hunter Wilds and Street Fighter 6 gets like, I don't know, where we getting like balance patches and then like some expansion on like Sagat, because I think he's the first of the DLC year. I think he is. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll
I
keep that in
mean,
mind then.
outside of that, I don't care, bruh. Give me Viper. They got Viper in the game. Say less. And also, what they don't have, they could probably change my mind. Season 4 might still have it. If they put Makoto in the game, that's what I'm waiting on. All right.
I think they're
If
cooking.
they put, like, they got to have, who's the 4 I was hoping for? Makoto, Dudley, Sean. I mean, hopefully Ibuki. But she was in Street Fighter 5. I don't know how they're gonna roll with that. But she was also in Street Fighter 3, which is like chronologically working. So they could, but I think those 4 would be cool. And I'm good. I'm good after that. But like, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what I'm thinking.
That's
Because I
fair.
mean, like, we're just gonna get, that's all we're gonna get. Expansion on this season 3 DLC and balance patches. So do what you must, Capcom, I guess.
Okay, I guess
Um,
so. And
but
one
I guess,
last thing to cover
yeah.
was the Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct. In short, that's a really promising title right there. Coming out next
I'm gonna tell
month.
you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. The memes are strong because there's, well, 2 memes, 2 things that's been going on. Monsters Inc. parallels, kind of crazy. It's a little crazy how we got
Yeah.
like big dude, tiny girl right on the shoulder. And I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, you got me there. And then the first thing I thought of was Wreck-It Ralph. I swear to God, bro, one of the initial scenes in the trailer was just straight up a Wreck-It Ralph scene where like he's falling down and he does that. He does like where he throws his fist first while he's going down. That's
Yeah.
straight up a frame from the movie. But hey, whatever. He's giving his I'm a bad guy and that's good speech. Straight up what Donkey Kong's doing when we first see
Stealing
this
the
trailer.
entire
Like,
flow, huh?
got his bit. What are they thinking? Penelope, whatever her name is, straight up.
Something like that, yeah.
They're
And
gonna
yeah,
do
it
it.
was
And then,
Pauline, turns out. So
which is
you
crazy. Like I
that's
was
a
like,
leak. That's
I'm
crazy.
not gonna lie. Thought it was her daughter. Thought it was gonna be her daughter or something. I don't know. Didn't
Man.
expect I didn't expect a Mario Odyssey prequel.
I guess
Crazy.
so. Yeah, it's weird. Like we're in the timeline, and it's like I remember that SpongeBob episode where it's like, if you're not the real gorilla, who's that? And then I look at like Pauline. I look at the Donkey Kong like original, and here it is now. It's like, so if you're Pauline, who's that? Zip.
Yeah. Yeah. The hip rock. I forgot what the name of this rock thing was, but I'm just thinking, how? Like, hold on.
Because
How? Like,
it gets it gets kind of
I got
screwy.
questions.
Like I have I
What?
also have questions. Like, so are we just kind of rehashing like the timeline here as far as like the relationship between Donkey Kong and like the entire Mario crew, including Pauline? Because they're besties
Bro,
at this
also,
point.
yeah, right, they homies. But like, who's lady? That's what everybody
who's
kept asking,
lady?
like who's the blonde lady? I thought that was Pauline, but then it's like, but then is that a different Donkey Kong? Is that like, huh? Like who is it?
Yeah,
Right?
I don't know.
Two Paulines, one blonde, one brunette. Like I don't know. One looks like Kat Dennings, one looks like Margot Robbie. Like I don't know what's happening.
Oh
I don't know
my
who these people are.
god. You're right. You're
I
right.
don't know. I don't know what to do with it. It's pretty good though.
We'll find out,
I
I
mean,
guess. All I have
all
to
I
say
know
is
is that.
that it. Wow,
Oh yeah,
that's
go ahead,
crazy. That's crazy. We synced up.
bro. Same wavelength.
Mm,
But
but
what was it? I was gonna go off of the functions of the game. I mean, it looks super fun.
it
The
does.
fact that they showcase what you're able to do in terms of like what do we call it in terraforming? Like what you did
Yeah.
in like Animal
Animal
Crossing.
Crossing.
The terraforming in this, like, bro, this looks fun. Now, my question would be, even if we do all that stuff to the destructible environment, does it just reconstruct when we leave and like go back, or how does that work? You
I
know?
would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be fun to do it all over again.
It'd be
I
kind of
mean, the
crazy
game
to
just looks,
level the entire map.
it just stays like that. That'd be kind of crazy.
Hmm.
I mean, everything about this game just looks super fun. The distinction between hello, the distinction of like his powers, how goofy they look goofy. I think isn't like the bird form like a flightless bird? I swear it was, right?
Yeah, it's
Like
an ostrich.
yes, you can't fly, but like as Donkey Kong, why not? He looks
Oh, but
goofy too.
if you notice, the ostrich over there has some shoes, some sneakers. So I think this one just moves
Oh,
different.
oh, the elder ostrich. You're right. He just posted up with some sneakers, bro.
So I think as the kids say, I think it's built different.
Nah, that fool was definitely built different. But it's funny, like you would assume with shoes that it'll involve some kind of like running, but the one who's like super fast is a zebra,
It's a zebra.
like dumb fast. Like a Marty from Madagascar built looking stuff. It's pretty crazy. I'm so happy that they have these. These designs look goofy. I immediately thought of Shadow the Hedgehog with the bigger the Kong version of that. But then people been showing that like the monkey Bananza form, whatever that is more like Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And that is even funnier.
Yeah.
Because it even has like the same design around the eye.
The eyeliner.
Yeah, the red and black eyeliner is crazy. It's so funny, man. Like everything about this game got like it has a cool like his personality is there. This is Donkey Kong basically, and on top of what even two players, which is crazy. Like when second player controls Pauline, she like sings words and it gets to like interact with
Oh
like
yeah,
finding other puzzles. It's
that's
crazy
cool.
stuff. It's pretty neat. So I'm like, it's super fun and all the mechanics that they got with this game.
You
Like,
can
how can you not
play
enjoy it if
on
you
a
already enjoy like
Switch
Odyssey?
One. That's crazy.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that on a Switch One?
I mean, you can stream it now, so that's okay. You definitely shouldn't play it on a Switch One.
Yeah,
You wouldn't be able to.
it would reject it. But no, honestly, it would be super. I'm waiting for it. I didn't look good. I'm already thinking about like, wait, what date is it? This is what I
It's
keep forgetting.
June 17th, right? It'll be a
Oh,
Thursday.
July 17th.
Oh, July. Sorry, yeah, July 17th.
Oh, that's a Thursday.
That should be
I can
a
make it work.
Thursday. I can
I'm
make
pretty
it
sure
work.
you're right.
Say.
Yeah, I'm just day one on my list. Nothing else. I'm just gonna. Well, I was gonna say speed running, but I'm just gonna play the heck out of that game.
Yeah, me too.
Man, I can't wait.
We gotta get. You know what? It's gonna be an incentive for me to play through it just for the sake of making footage and making a video later. That's what I'm gonna tell myself to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Man, outside of that, bro,
I think that's it.
we're all on board from Bananza. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, dude.
Oop, ow.
Oh man, dude. Well, that's to say, Switch 2 is pretty strong so far, like in our eyes. But I'm hoping that Phil will also bring in and chime in like what he's been going through with Switch 2. But I guess we'll have to wait like another week for that one. But yeah, otherwise, that's gonna be it for us. We'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for tuning in for another episode of DangIT Prodcast. It's been episode, what was it, 547? My name is Justin.
Jay. I'm Aniyah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. #bar, everybody.